Florabella on my screen. Her smile, it shines so bright. She's a queen with every scene. In the morning or the night, recipes and good vibes flow. Every video a gem. Her confidence, it grows and grows. We're inspired like her friends. Unstoppable Flora, she's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong. With every like and every share, we feel her energy. No storm too strong she can't bear. She's setting us all free. Unstoppable Flora, she's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Recipes and good vibes flow. Every video a gem. Her confidence, it grows and grows. We're inspired like her friends. Unstoppable Flora, she's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong. Every share, we feel her energy. No storm too strong she can't bear. She's setting us all free. Unstoppable Flora, she's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong.
Battles got power, Florabella stands tall. Every drip, every drop, watch the haters fall. Channel sharp as thorns, ain't taking no mess. Scroll through her feed, feel that queen's finesse. Vines tangle tight, but Flora breaks free. Roots so deep, can't mess with her tree. From the mud she rises, roses from the dirt. Every comment section she lays down hurt. Flora's anthem, blooming under pressure. Resilient, resolve, ain't no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless. From the garden green to the concrete wall, Florabella, unstoppable nature's child. Leaves whisper secrets, she's the loudest shout. From the channel buzzing, she never backs out. Seed of strength, through seasons she grows. In the face of doubt, her spirit glows. Cameras ain't a limit, she branches out. Thorns in her crown, she wears it no doubt. Flora's anthem, blooming under pressure. Resilient, resolve, ain't no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless. Flora's anthem, blooming under pressure. Resilient, resolving no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless.
Please talk to someone else, cause I can't talk to bro boy. I can't talk to bro boy. I can't talk to bro boys. I can't talk to bro boy. I can't talk to bro boy. No, I can't talk to bro boy. I can't talk to. That nigga's crazy. Hopping in bitch and I saw it to be. Snakes in the grass so they harder to see. My brother would give up his life to the O. He told me he'd go be a martyr for me. Said that she ready to corner the 6. I hit up Pauline and charter the P. Ain't really leave, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm riding around in Atlanta with Sad, cause that nigga been going harder than me. Nothing to change, I'm just harder to please. Ferrari is making an SUV. We ain't got a choice, we ordering these. Shout out Noel for recording the V's. He know where this shit about to go. Cause nobody touching the flow. They say you alone at the top, but it's gotta be lonely below. You was getting ready to diss, but don't even mention the hoe. And don't even mention the foe, unless you was trying to go broke.
Whoa, I got more strikes than Adidas.
Yeah, I got the stripes for fuck.
I don't chase bitches, I leave them.
Flow screaming like a pussy.
I don't get mad, I get even.
Treat you niggas like a pussy.
I don't get mad, I get even.
Treat you niggas, then you
Whoa, all that foundation she wearing, she thinks she QC. Tell her I might sneak in with you with me. You must be Coach K, cause you ain't P. I'm on the jet like my last name Lee. 2 sticks in my hand like I'm playing a Wii. G-Block babies will spank you for free. We rough niggas up, now they begging for peace.
baby.
Stepping on shit out in French in my toe. One in October, I'm so OVO. Halloween coming, he wanna dress up, but he don't need no costume. I'm turning them ghosts. She caught me mucus, I stay in her throat. Still hit that boy, got his ass hitting notes. My niggas were mad,
So you know where this shit about to go. Cause nobody touching the flow. They say you alone at the top, but it's gotta be lonely below. You was getting ready to diss, but don't even mention the hoe. And don't even mention the foe, unless you was trying to go broke. Oh damn, man, you niggas is the worst. Savage snatch you out your crib, then drop you in a hearse. Baby, please, man, me nervous. Stop reaching in your purse. Nigga went and bought a house when he could've bought a verse. Niggas dumb as fuck. Imagine if I did that stupid shit when I was coming up. My crib feel like a hedge fund. I be in here just thumbing up. No, I'm S1 till I'm done fucking.
All right, everybody. All right. I am so sorry for the delay in starting the show, but I'm here. I'm here all. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm a little late, right? The crime buffs have already started their adventures, but I'm here to join you and bring you guys my unique perspective. Okay, I got some Mississippi moose as a treat. I got my drink in my cup. And I am very excited for the show today, not because anything that we're going to hear about today is pleasant, right? None of this is pleasant, not even a little bit pleasant. But I do enjoy the crime time chats, and I will be making this a more regular part. I've been still struggling to figure out what my schedule is going to be on YouTube. When you work a day job and you're planning to go to grad school and you're doing this and that and that and that, well, it gets very easy to feel overwhelmed and like not want to do content because you can't find a consistent schedule. But I'm here to tell you guys that I'm done doing that. Okay, I'm done, people. You're gonna get me whether you want me. Okay, I'm gonna be live doing my content whether you want me here or not. Okay, I will be here. Thank you very much, Hassan. Thank you. I've been definitely working on my studio, right? Because I got my desk, got my furniture and things like that for the studio, but I've been definitely working on it. So thank you very much for the appreciation of that. All right. All right. So we are going to get into the show today, and I wanted to sort of start with an update on the Shankella Robinson case. Her family has gone ahead, or her mother has gone ahead and taking matters into her own hand because she's just so sick of everyone playing like not my territory, not my territory. Like that picture of Spider-Man where everyone's pointing at each other to take the blame, but nobody wants to take the blame, right? That's kind of like the outcome of the Shankella Robinson case and how things have been going. So her mother took things in her own hands. So we're going to see an update on this. And I think this is probably the first time I've heard of this case again with new information since everything went down. So do me a favor, guys, hit the like button, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. And let's get into the show.
Remember the Shanquilla Robinson case? She was the 25-year-old from North Carolina who went to Cabo, Mexico with her friends, and hours later, she was not alive anymore. Well, Shanquilla's mom, Salamandra Robinson, has now sued that group of friends, the FBI, and the State Department, And I'm not a lawyer, but I read all the documents to get caught up. So let me give you a recap on what Shanquilla's mom is saying happened to her daughter, what the friends are saying in their defense, and why the judge has already dismissed the claims against the FBI and the State Department. Here we go. So again, the lawsuit was filed by Shanquilla's mother, and it was filed against Imani Green, Elise Hyatt, Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Khalil Cook, and Nazir Tyree Wiggins.
And for anybody who followed the case, you guys know that when we saw the brutal attack of Shankella, people were trying to insinuate that Imani Green was a man. And this is one thing that really bothers me when we try to act like men are the only problem, right? There are absolutely these male identified, male centered, big back, strong neck, strong shoulder mammies that you have to be careful for. Right? You have to be careful. You have to worry about people like this who will treat you like a dog in the street, who will attack you like an animal for any old thing, right? That's a woman. Whether we want to pathologize violence and apply it to one gender, the person who attacked Shankella Robinson was another black woman. All right, that's who Imani Green is. And when she starts responding to parts of the lawsuit, you guys will see the type of character that she has. So I'm saying male identified for a particular reason. Let's continue.
Who are all collectively known as the Cabo Six, as well as the FBI and the State Department. It's worth noting that Imani Green is the person who actually got into the physical altercation with Shanquilla, and she was previously known as Dejanay Jackson, but after this incident happened, Dejanay Jackson changed her name to Imani Green. So according to the lawsuit, back in October of 2022, Shanquilla's friend Khalil Cook invited her to join a last-minute trip to Cabo with a group of friends. Some of the original guests invited to the trip dropped out, and so Khalil extends the invite to Shanquilla, and she agrees. Between the 28th and 29th of October, everybody in the group arrives to the villa in Cabo, which is evident by this sign-in sheet. But not long after everyone arrives, the suit says that Imani, quote, brutally attacked Shanquilla in one of the bedrooms at the villa. Shanquilla was fully exposed while Imani attacked and repeatedly punched her all over her body. According to the lawsuit, the remaining 5 people in the group didn't intervene to help or stop the attack. They all just watched on, some of them recording with their phones, and one person allegedly FaceTimed Imani's boyfriend so that he could watch and cheer his girlfriend on as this attack happened. So according to the lawsuit, after the altercation happens, the group of 6 waits hours before calling to request medical assistance for Shanquilla. And when they did call, they said that Shanquilla was dehydrated and needed to be treated for alcohol poisoning. Now, as far as what happened when the doctor actually arrived to the villa, that's all documented in the doctor's report that she gave about 2 weeks after the incident. So everything I'm going to tell you about what happened next is going to all come from this doctor's report. So the doctor, whose name is Carolina Gutierrez, says she received a WhatsApp message at 2:13 p.m. on October 29, 2022, saying that medical assistance was requested for a person who had consumed a lot of alcohol and needed to be hydrated. Dr. Carolina arrives to the villa around 3:15 p.m., so about an hour after that.
This is where, when I read this lawsuit, I decided that Shankella's mom was completely in the right for seeking justice through the American justice system. And the reason why I say that is because by lying to the Mexican authorities, right, they specifically delayed and interfered with her ability to get life-saving CPR. I promise you that if this girl went to a hospital, got x-rays, got treatment, got IVs, got stabilizing care, that she would not have passed away. But the negligence in lying to the Mexican authorities and kind of playing these reindeer games that sort of led to her passing away, right? That's something that I believe, the mother is smart to go after. Joanne says, what kind of friends are these while they have their phones out? Because people don't understand. People who need you to flex and prove that you got money. Like I'm telling you, I have nixed friends for less. Right? Like, I'm not going to be around circles of people who want me to flex and be paying for bills and stuff like that. I went one time, sorry guys. I went out one time with a friend, and the hoe wanted to sit there and, buy bottles in the section and stuff. Like, this is not behavior of mine. If I'm drinking a bottle in the section, it's because somebody else bought it, right? I have no shame in my game to say that I don't sit here and frivolously spend money in the club. And I think the problem is people surround themselves with people who they don't align with on a vibrational level, right? I don't align with people who feel the need to spend money to prove status or to prove wealth or value. I don't believe in that, right? I believe that's a very old new money mentality, which is that you need to flex what you have so that people know what kind of wealth you have. I'm not that type of person in the least bit, so I would say that she probably surrounded herself with people who didn't value the same things as her. And it's not her fault, right? It's not her fault that she's passed away or anything like that. But I'm saying when you align yourself surrounded with people who don't respect what you respect, who don't view people the way you like, people who just aren't on your vibrational level, this is what happens. Envy, disgusting behavior, male-centered attitudes. Like that girl who they say that she was fighting her, and then they call her boyfriend so you can see her fighting. This is a woman who's used to performing masculinity for approval in the community, right? These are personalities and archetypes that exist, and they're toxic, right? And you got to know how to separate yourself. I think that's something tragic that a lot of people still do, which is yearn to be part of these groups, these friend groups, these groups of friends who travel and do these great things together. Now, 9 times out of 10, those people aren't really close with each other. They don't know each other's deepest, darkest secrets. And if they do, they weaponize it against each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion in terms of friends and the situation she found herself in. A lot of the times, the people that we think are friends, the beliefs that we have about who a friend is, they don't come from a smart place, right? They come from a naive place. All right, let's continue.
Initial WhatsApp message was sent, and when the doctor goes into the villa, she sees 6 people there, including Shanquilla, which means that one person was missing because the 6 in Cabo 6 does not include Shanquilla Robinson. Now, according to the doctor's observations, when she came into the villa, Shanquilla's head was resting on the top edge of the couch while the rest of her body was laid out on the rest of the couch. Shanquilla was wearing a blouse and purple leggings, which is worth noting because in the fighting video, she was nude, and a blanket was covering her from the chest down. The doctor says her eyes were open, her lips were dry, she was disheveled, and she could only make sounds, not say full words. The doctor says she had a poor response to light, and the doctor noticed that she had a blow to the right side of her forehead.
And for me, right, and the fact that the authorities didn't respond, maybe that's how things kind of go in Mexico. But for me, that was a sign right there that you have somebody that's not dealing with dehydration. You have somebody who's dealing with a fatal injury, right? Any signs of a blow to the head, signs of a concussion, that's clear as day what's going on there. But I think, I'm not trying to blame the nation that they were in, but sometimes these countries, the protocol for healthcare and things like that is not the same, right? Medical health professionals don't operate the same. But I think here, with all of those signs, they would have been taken to a hospital. So it's kind of unfortunate that they didn't do the life-saving care. And I believe when I first heard this story, there was money involved. That was the reason why they didn't pursue this. I believe the people paid them, but it's pretty clear as day, either Mexico is just going to agree that they dropped the ball, or somebody else, the U.S., is going to have to step in.
According to this report, the doctor tries calling Shanquilla's name, she tries touching her on the shoulder, and even getting down to eye level with Shanquilla, but she was not responsive. So, for the first time, the doctor suggests to the group of friends that Shanquilla be taken to a hospital. The report doesn't say what the group said in return to that suggestion, but it does say that next the doctor took Shanquilla's vital signs and noticed a red spot, or like a broken blood vessel, in her eye, and saw some other signs that seemed to confirm that Shanquilla was in fact dehydrated. According to the report, the doctor tells the group of friends that Shanquilla is dehydrated, but she again says, now for the second time, that Shanquilla needed to be evaluated at a hospital. According to the report, 2 of the women in the group, the first one described as being tall, thin, and with long hair, and then the second one described as being tall, dark, and a robust build, both tell the doctor that Shanquilla drank countless amounts and all kinds of alcohol. Now, at this point, one of the women in the group named Winter, who the doctor said she was only able to...
They're describing Imani as a very robust build, right? That's something that's worth being noted. Hey, Black Beauty. She says, hey, Flo in chat. Hey, thanks for joining me here today. That's worth noting, right? Because Shankella was not over 120 pounds. She was a small framed girl. So if the doctor is describing her body shape as robust, right, there's something that's going on there, right? She obviously had a physical advantage over that girl, and she still decided to beat her like a pulp like that. It's really sad. Um, I considered playing the video of the fight, but it was just too brutal, right? I think if you guys go back and look at that video, it was a brutal, brutal fight. There was no need for all that physical force. But if we're talking strangers and people who don't know them can describe her as having a robust build, right? Then she probably had a significant physical advantage to Shankella, and it's just sad that these are the people she was surrounded with in her last moments. All right, and all these people are disgusting people. It's really nasty to me what they did to this young girl. I don't care if you guys were having beef with each other. Why would you invite somebody on a trip that you would fight? I would never go on vacation with anybody that I would need to feel like I need to lay hands on. So the fact that people they invited somebody that they were willing to square up with the next day is disgusting, right? Who needs enemies when you have friends like this? Right? I don't believe these people are friends, but who needs enemies when you have friends, people like this who pretend to be your friend, right? Who invite you last minute, but as far as I heard early on in this case, she was the one who spent all the money, and they even took her money to pay off the Mexican authorities. So all right, let's continue. This one really bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. This case really gets me a little because I've had issues with friends. Now, not to say that I don't. I know some strong, real, just kind of down to earth, um, top of the line women and people that I've been friends with. But I've also been burned by people. So when I heard this story, I really worried and wondered, right, how many other women and girls go through this, right? How many other people are positioned in these friend circles as somebody to use and exploit. You have no friends, just haters. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. These people are haters. They're not people that you can have traveled with. To me, it's so sick and sad that they would invite this girl to travel, but would be willing to hit her, and attack her in this brutal way, the same way a stranger would. I believe she is the one that invited them and paid for everything. So the way they described it is the trip was originally with other people, and then they invited her last minute, and she popped in and went, and she ended up paying money, to be there. She was helping split the bills. That's how they say it in the mother's lawsuit. Now, I don't know if that's just the facts being fumbled up a little bit, but yeah, I also heard the same, that she's the one who set it up and invited them. Um, Joanne Jenkins says, "What about the dude who invited her? He didn't defend her. No, he didn't defend her. And mind you, that dude who invited her was supposedly her childhood best friend. So this is what I say. Like, sometimes people feel like because of time or growing up in proximity to each other, that means that person's your friend. That's not. Unless that person has demonstrated true friendship to you, they can be an enemy at any moment." Thank you so much, Empress Kia, for the jewels. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. I need a money song. All these bandits who do this for the money, money, money. Which, not to say that that's not my end goal to some degree, right? But all the bandits who are on here twerking for cash apps from other incels, they have money songs. I just don't have one. But thank you so much for your donation. It was a motive behind her invite. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They didn't just invite her just to be there. They wanted her money. They wanted her to financially contribute to the trip. But I don't think, in terms of wanting her to really be there, that's how they felt. The fact that she didn't want to fight back. I don't care how drunk she was and how stupid she was talking. The fact that she didn't want to fight back, everybody should have stepped in and said, "Nah, nah, nah. This ain't gonna be a fair fight. She don't want to fight." But they cheered along like animals watching a fucking chicken fight. Excuse my French. They cheered along like animals watching a fucking chicken fight. And it's really sick. But let's continue, right? Her mom clearly had some energy for these people in this lawsuit.
Who identified because Winter later uses her phone to call 911, and at that point she gave her name. And girl number 2, who again is the one with the robust build, tell the doctor that they want Shanquilla evaluated at the villa in other words, not at the hospital. And then girl number one chimes in and tells the doctor that Shanquilla had been like this before and she usually gets better after she gets hydrated. The doctor, for the third time, tells the group of friends that Shanquilla should be taken to a hospital to be properly assessed and given proper treatment. The ladies respond by telling the doctor that they don't have the money to pay an expensive hospital bill. The doctor tells them that there are public hospitals that would not charge them, and she also suggests that they should call one of Shanquilla's family members to find out if she has insurance because, again, the doctor tells them that Shanquilla should really go to a hospital. According to this report, Winter and girl number two call someone and tell them that Shanquilla was dehydrated and needs an IV, but they also tell this person on the phone that the doctor is insisting that Shanquilla be taken to a hospital, but they have no money, so they need this person to weigh in to make a decision. Now, while all that's happening, the report says that the doctor calls her own boss to communicate what's happening and that she strongly believes Shanquilla should be taken to the hospital. The boss tells the doctor if the friends continue to not agree for Shanquilla to be taken to the hospital, the doctor cannot move Shanquilla and should instead just leave. Now, throughout this whole ordeal, the doctor had been attempting to place an IV in Shanquilla's arm, but it wasn't working. So she tries for.
This is the part that gets me right here. Since when is it that your friends and random people who are with you on vacation get to speak to your right to receive life-saving care? Like, this is the thing for me. In the US, wasn't no EMS or ambulance allowing you to tell them whether or not they're going to take someone to a hospital. What the hell? Especially if that person is over 18 years old. They're going to start performing life-saving care. They're going to get her IV in her, and they're going to take her to the hospital. They're not going to wait for you to say, hey, you can take her. You can help her. That's not what is going on over here. So it's kind of sick that, these professionals do things like this instead of just do their duty, which is to do no harm, right? If you see somebody who's in danger, and as a medical professional, that they're in danger, you should step up. Don't let anybody stop you from providing life-saving care to somebody. I don't believe in accidents and things like this. They knew that she wasn't well. Right? They knew she wasn't doing good. They should have took her out of there. As a doctor, you're gonna let some skunky little, young people tell you, oh, you can't give her life-saving care because you can't take her out of here. That's crazy. Thank you, Girl Daddy says, hit the like button if you haven't. Black Beauty says, I used to watch another content creator that used to cover this story when it first happened. It's been so long, and I'm sure details have changed a little. I also forgot some stuff. Yeah, it's been a while, because this happened so long ago, and we were all hoping that justice would come. But here's something I don't know a lot of you guys knew about Mexico and the U.S. right now. The U.S. is essentially the ones who are interfering. But let's continue here because I chose this story for a reason. Let's get into it.
A third time, and this time it works. But once it goes in, Shanquilla begins to have a seizure. So the IV falls out. Girl number one, boy number one, and Winter all get scared and leave the room, to which the doctor responds by yelling to them, now they really need to call 911. After some back and forth between the doctor and the group, Winter ends up calling 911, and then she hands her phone to the doctor. At 4:49 p.m., which is about an hour and a half after the doctor first arrived to the villa, the doctor reports that Shanquilla no longer has a pulse. She calls 911 again to follow up on Winter's call, and within 5 minutes, the Red Cross ambulance arrives. But because Shanquilla no longer had a pulse, the paramedics refused to transport her to the hospital. The report says that 3 other ambulances also arrive.
So this is extreme negligence. I think that if they would have refused to, first of all, spend that much time with her and refuse to take her to a hospital because the people there didn't want her to, and also have the EMTs refuse to transport her in general as a patient to the hospital, after this ordeal, there will be a lawsuit on your hands. There would be a lawsuit on your hands. I think Mexico grossly mishandled this case here. I think that they didn't do anything for Shankel. I think she was vulnerable to the people essentially who deleted her. Her so-called friends really thought this through. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's nasty. It's disgusting. Hey, Girl Dad, I hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining the show, and thank you for encouraging everyone to hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, her friends definitely didn't think this through, right? They thought it was a really genius plan to not only attack her, but lie to EMTs and other life saving people who could have helped her. She didn't have to pass away. This is clear right here. She didn't have to pass away. The doctor came in there and she's looking like she got a spinal injury and a concussion. Why would she wait for them to give her the okay? No, she should have straight up called the ambulance and had her transported, not wait for her to pass away and then the ambulance want to refuse to take her. That should tell you something about these countries. As much as we like to judge and drag America, right, somebody would be accountable for this gross negligence. We pay a lot of taxes, right? There's no way our EMTs and ambulances should be refusing to take people in. There's no reason why a doctor should come to a house and see somebody who's clearly about to pass away or in bad spinal condition and just allow the people who harmed her to get away with it. It's really sick to me. And America, as far as I'm concerned, America is also not helping the situation in the least bit. They don't care about this woman at all. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Joanne. With friends like that, who needs enemies? You don't. You don't need enemies.
They all refuse to transport her without a pulse. Is this also a thing in America? If there's no pulse, will paramedics not transport you to the hospital? I mean, I think I get it, but my goodness. According to this doctor's report, the medical staff worked on Shanquella for another hour, but at 5:57 p.m. on October 29, 2022, Shanquella Robinson was officially declared deceased. So law enforcement arrives and begins taking statements, and shortly after that, according to the lawsuit, the Cabo Six pack up their belongings in the villa and request a ride to dinner. But once they get in the vehicle that's supposed to be taking them to dinner, they tell the driver to instead take them to a hotel near the airport. And by the next morning, the Cabo Six arrived back in the U.S. a full day earlier than they had planned. The lawsuit says that Imani, the girl involved in the attack, and Khalil, the man who invited Shanquella on the trip, both go to Shanquella's mom's house to give her Shanquella's suitcase and then offer their condolences for Shanquella passing away from alcohol poisoning.
That's crazy. So
Within weeks,
you're on camera beating her up into a pulp. Right? You're essentially the reason why she got beaten up like that. And then, because you're ashamed of what your big, brolic, large neck, head ass, and I'm only making fun of her in this way because what kind of big, brolic bitch like this attacks a helpless young woman and then refuses to get her the care that she needs? Right? So you did all of that and then you sat in her mama's face like you didn't do nothing, handed her her suitcase and her money after you took what you needed to do to get out of Mexico? I mean, this is just sick. It's just sick. Right? And who's really expecting Mexico to do the right thing and collect this piece of trash from America and help hold her accountable in a Mexican prison? Nobody. But she personally lied to EMTs and doctors about the condition of this woman. They evaded, right? Not evaded, but they made it impossible for this girl to get life-saving care. Now, I am going to blame the doctor to some degree because I'm a doctor. If I see that you have, and I'm not saying I am a doctor, but if you're a doctor, you can tell when somebody has a concussion. You can tell when someone has a spinal injury. That's literally the reason why you get hired, right? So that you can tell when somebody needs life-saving care. And I believe she knew. I believe she knew that this girl was not well. She knew that they had lied about her condition, right? Because somebody who's drunk isn't going to be looking like they have a concussion or a spinal injury. Now, I agree, right? Things like sensitivity to light and things like that, that's hangover behavior, though. That's hangover. That's not the same night that you have been drinking. I just believe that there were too many signs that more was going on there, and they did nothing. Black Beauty says the paramedics didn't take my mom after they pronounced her dead. Same with my brother-in-law. They both had to be picked up by a funeral home. Yeah, that's a little different though, right? Because once they're pronounced, that's different. But I'm talking, this doctor knew everything that was going on. Not only did she delay an ambulance coming, but by the time the ambulance came, she had passed away. Who's to say that she didn't need CPR and she could have survived, right? I get it. Once a person is deceased, it's different people who are going to show up. But I think that in this case, the doctor had plenty of time to get her life-saving care. And again, she delayed that because of the response of the people in the home, who called her there, and her own negligence. If you're a doctor and you can see that there's something more going on with your patient, that they're not well, that there's signs of physical injury when they're telling you that this person is just drunk, there was bruising on her face. There was bruising on her face. She had a spinal injury. This doctor could have very well seen that there was more going on here. But the power of the American dollar, right? They gave her whatever $1,000 that translated to probably 10 bajillion pesos. And so they turned the other cheek. Why didn't the doctor call an ambulance? Because they didn't want her to, and she just listened to them. She just listened to them. I'm talking about the paramedics part. She was already gone. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that part. I'm just saying, like, in general, with her particular case, she was alive when the doctor got there, right? There was no reason for paramedics to not be called and come right away. I think the fact that the doctor delayed that, and then once they got there, she was already deceased, I don't think that that was a proper way of dealing with this. I definitely understand, though, that once they passed away, that's a different person that's supposed to come. You know, once a person is pronounced, there's no pulse or whatever, it is what it is at that point. So
of offering those condolences, a video goes viral showing Imani attacking Shanquilla in that Mexican villa, and after watching it, Salamandra learns for the first time of a different version of events that led to her daughter's last moments. And so that is why Salamandra is suing. Specifically, she's suing Imani Green for wrongful death and simple battery. She's suing all 6 members of the Cabo Six for negligence, which has to do with them not doing anything during the attack, them not telling the doctor what really happened and that there was a physical altercation, as well as for them refusing to allow Shanquilla to be taken to a hospital. Salamandra is also suing the group for civil conspiracy, meaning they all conspired or worked together to hide what really happened from medical staff and law enforcement, as well as intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress. Now, as to the Department of State, Salamandra was suing them for negligence, alleging that even though the United States and Mexico have an extradition relationship, when Mexico submitted an extradition request for Imani Green because they have charged her for this death, the Department of State failed to forward that request to the required department, which has allowed Imani to avoid facing charges in Mexico.
And this is where America has culpability right here. You don't want to charge her. You don't want to investigate it. You don't want to try her in the United States. But if Mexico simply has a warrant out for her to be extradited, excuse me, guys. Why isn't America complying? Why is she given refuge here in this country when she should be arrested and brought to Mexico? At this point, we should put a bounty on her head. Alive at the Mexican border. We should put a bounty. Go and get that hoe today and bring her ass to Mexico so she can serve charges for what she did to this young woman. I don't understand how America is refusing to step in and do the right thing. Thank you, Black Beauty. It's probably my allergies. There's a little bit of pollen around here. This is what I'm saying. Like, even if they don't want to do street justice and take her out, bring her ass to Mexico. Kidnap her and bring her to Mexico. I'm not encouraging crimes, but so somebody need to put a bounty and be like, okay, we're going to take her to Mexico so she can serve justice. This is crazy. Mexico is trying to get her and the U.S. is doing nothing about that. As much as we like to turn our nose up at Mexico and be like, oh, y'all don't cooperate with what we need. Get her stupid. She's in Atlanta. Go get her stupid ass. If Mexico wants to charge her for this death, go and get her. Why is she not there? This pissed me off yesterday. Y'all don't understand how mad I was. I was like, wait. This girl is literally facing charges in Mexico, and the U.S. has done nothing to accelerate this process. This is a joke. This is a joke. If another foreign national of a different race would have passed away in Mexico, I promise you, this would have been steamed right away. Why are we sitting on this? I think if they catch her, she should serve life in prison in a Mexican jail. Yeah, she didn't deserve it at all. And you're going to see because the big neck lady in this story who attacked Shankella, right? She has her own choice words about the situation as well. So we're going to hear about this. But yeah, Shankella didn't deserve that to happen to her. I don't care what she was popping while she was drunk. I don't care if she got there and got immediately sloshed. She does not deserve to be attacked by a big neck mammy like this over something petty, because nothing is worth taking somebody's life and putting your life at risk as well, right? Because Mexico wants to throw you in a jail. Why are the fake black people for Trump not encouraging the Mexican government and Donald Trump to have a conversation that this girl needs to be brought to Mexico? Why are they not doing that? Because black Trump supporters are fake. Y'all are fake. All that crap he talks about Mexico, why don't y'all tell him to put pressure on these agencies to turn this girl over to get some justice for this mother? She got to sue her in America. Y'all aren't going to do crap knowing that Mexico wants to hold her accountable. Okay, you don't want to investigate, but you're not going to pass this information along to the right departments. It's very petty what's going on with this. I think it's disgusting that they're not working harder to make sure that this mother gets some justice for losing her daughter prematurely.
Mexico and just continue to live her life in the US. And then the claim against the FBI is for negligence because, according to Salamandra, the FBI has a duty to investigate the deaths of American citizens that occur overseas. And she says the FBI breached this duty by failing to respond to this investigation with appropriate seriousness and urgency. However, the claims against the FBI and the State Department were recently dismissed by the judge for a number of reasons, but I'm going to try and explain at least two of the reasons. Follow me. So number one, the government in general has a ton of immunity, which makes it really hard to sue them. But even in the instances where you can sue them, discretion can't be your basis. In layman's terms, you can't sue the government over a decision they had the right to make. So in this instance, Salamandra agrees that the FBI did investigate her daughter's death. Her issue is with how seriously and urgently they did the investigation and what their ultimate conclusion was. They've ultimately decided not to prosecute anyone for this situation. And so the FBI says Salamandra's issue is with the manner in which they did the investigation. And that, they say, falls within their discretion. And so, since discretion is at the base, they and the judge say that Salamandra cannot sue the FBI over this. Now, the second reason the claims against the government were dismissed has to do with something called private party analog, which in layman's terms means you can only sue the government for something you could also sue a regular person for. And so in this instance, because regular people couldn't be sued for not forwarding an extradition request to the right department, because regular people don't handle international affairs, that means that there is no private person that could also be sued for this situation, and therefore no private party analog, and so the claim cannot stand. Hopefully you followed that. So those are only two of the 5 reasons that the judge agreed that the claims against the FBI and the State Department should be dismissed. But the claims against the Cabo Six as of now are still going, but they are also arguing that they should be dismissed. Winter, Elise, and Khalil all submitted filings saying that they did not participate or touch anyone during that altercation, and they also say that since this incident happened in Mexico, is governed by Mexican law, and key witnesses that would be called to testify if a trial were to happen, like the doctors, law enforcement, and hotel personnel, all live in Mexico. They argue that Mexico is the appropriate place for this lawsuit, not the US. In their filings, they each also note that the Supreme Court has recently said, quote, a federal district court should dismiss claims in an action on the grounds that a court abroad is the more appropriate and convenient forum for adjudicating the controversy. In other words, this should be dismissed if the judge agrees that the best place for this lawsuit is Mexico. Now, Imani Green submitted a separate filing as to why she says the claims against her should be dismissed. Number one, she says that this is beyond the statute of limitations and should be therefore dismissed off that. Number two, she says that Shanquilla was acting belligerent and she provoked the fight herself. Number three, she says that Shanquilla engaged in excessive drinking without telling anyone of any serious medical conditions that she had. And then finally, Imani says to the extent that there was a physical altercation, she was only involved in that altercation acting in self-defense. And so that's where the lawsuit stands. The judge has not ruled yet on these additional motions to dismiss, but it has led me to have a lot of questions. Do you feel like this is an issue for the Mexican courts? Or do you think the mom should be able to file this lawsuit in the US and have it dealt with in the US? Rest in peace to Shanquilla Robinson.
And, this one was kind of tough for me again because I just think it's very strange that you would claim self defense while we watch you punch somebody who didn't move and continue to hit her and attack her. I don't care what she provoked. If you keep attacking somebody who is clearly not a physical threat to you, you are the violent one, right? You're the problem in that situation. So this case has shook me. And I don't understand why the U.S. government has chosen not to interfere in this or even aid in this one here. Now we're gonna move on. Very, very evil. Very, very evil. Yeah, very, very evil. So, okay, let me go ahead and share this. We're going to continue though, because like you see in the title, this is Bodycam Review Twisted Crimes, right? So we're going to look at several crimes tonight that are really going to twist up your insides, maybe twist up your brain a little bit. And this is definitely one of them, all right? This brave 3-year-old is the only reason why we know the truth in this situation. All right, so buckle up. We're not going to watch the whole 50 minutes, but we're certainly going to watch how this plays out in the beginning.
The only problem I have right now with Mr. Armstrong is that I have a child, your child, that says that you hurt his mommy. Is there any reason why your 3-year-old son, Bercy III, would say that daddy hurt mommy?
Detectives sit across from 33-year-old Bercy Jerome Armstrong, the father of Bercy III and boyfriend of 34-year-old Tashika Young. Just days earlier, Tashika was found dead in her apartment. The scene so devastating that seasoned officers called it one of the most haunting of their careers. Now, investigators must uncover the truth, because whoever killed her may not be finished. 2 innocent lives remain in the shadows of that tragedy. Small, vulnerable, and possibly still in danger. On July 23, 2022, a concerned mother spent the day desperately trying to reach her daughter, but every call went unanswered. Feeling something was terribly wrong, she rushed to her daughter's apartment that evening. When she burst into her daughter's apartment, she expected to find her busy, and at best they'd have an argument. But nothing could have prepared her for the horror that greeted her eyes.
Jackson 911, what's the location of the emergency?
You're on the floor, blood, you go,
There, lying lifeless in the living room, was her daughter, Tashika Young, soaked in a pool of her own blood. She had been shot multiple times. Even more devastating, Tashika's 2 young children, just a 3 and...
So it's really something bizarre and evil, right? For a person to go ahead and not only delete somebody who's responsible for 2 people, right? For 2 little human beings, but to leave those 2 human beings to see that person's lifeless body, that's incredibly disturbing, right? You have got to know and watch out who you marry, who you get in a relationship with, who you get with in general, because this can be your fate, right? This can absolutely be your situation if you choose to love the wrong person.
A 1-year-old had been clinging to their mother's cold corpse for hours, waiting for someone to come tell them why the woman who once sang them to sleep would never move again. The 3-year-old had gently placed a blanket over her and held her hand, waiting for help that never came. But here's the chilling part. Nearly 12 hours earlier, a neighbor had already called 911, reporting gunshots and screams from Tashika's apartment.
Jackson 911, what's the location of your emergency?
we want to remain anonymous. I'm so scared right now.
Okay, what's going on?
I was asleep. I woke up to get my baby bottle. While I was in the kitchen, I hear somebody stomping up the steps and bust through the door. And then apparently there's a girl that deals with this man, and I heard her say, he threw her off the bed or something. And I heard her say, no, please, I love you, I love you. And she said, no, please, I love you. He must have had her head on the floor because I can hear it. I love you, and then I just heard a loud boom.
What do you mean by a loud boom?
I don't know, sir. I don't know what it is, but I'm scared.
Do you think he like banged her head against something, or was it a
I don't know
gun?
if he banged her or if it was a gun. I don't know. What I do know is I don't hear her anymore.
Now, with a call like that, you'd expect a rapid response, but no officers ever arrived. It wasn't until Tashika's mother placed a second desperate call that the first responders
You know, the entitlement of first responders to feel like they don't have to check on these situations. Our same tax dollars, right? Our same tax dollars are going to these people, and people don't understand the problem with first responders having racial bias, right? And entitlement. If somebody calls you in fear of somebody else's life, why wouldn't you show up? I mean, that's just cold-hearted. And this is not the first time we hear first responders dropping the ball, but this is incredibly sick to me. You know, that they would, they are slacking. Yeah, it's more than slack, you know, it's disgusting. This is disgusting. And to know that somebody did actually pass away and you guys didn't show up, and so children are permanently traumatized now because of that.
finally showed up, far too late. By then, Tashika was gone, declared a homicide victim with 2 clear gunshot wounds. Even if Tashika was beyond saving, a swift response that night might have saved her children from living that traumatic experience. When the police began unraveling the case, they found a series of overlooked calls for help, hidden abuse, and a suspect whose calm tears concealed a chilling secret. What really happened inside that apartment? And why did the one person who should have protected Tashika Young become the prime suspect? Tashika Renette Young was born on February 13, 1988 in Jacksonville, Florida. Tashika left a mark everywhere she went, especially within her family, who often described her as an intense and fiercely loyal lover. But her loyalty wasn't reserved for people alone. It extended to her dreams. In 2012, Tashika graduated from Bethune-Cookman University with a bachelor's degree in mass communication and media studies. And she didn't stop there. Tashika returned to school to earn her master's degree, determined to leave no dream unrealized. Her passion for media led her to work as a DJ and radio personality for Power 106.1, where she quickly became known across the city as Tai Sheiks. Later, Tashika decided to pivot, choosing to settle into another lifelong passion: teaching. On the surface, everything seemed to be falling into place. But behind the scenes, Tashika's life had been anything but smooth, and sadly, this ended up costing her her life. The case took an even darker turn when detectives uncovered that Tashika had been 4 months pregnant at the time of her murder. Plus, a chilling statement from one of the children blew the investigation wide open, leading to some interviews. First, the interview of 33-year-old Bercy Jerome Armstrong Jr., Tashika's baby daddy.
All right, you mentioned family a second ago. So who is family to you? Like, who is your family?
My family is, Tashika,
Okay.
my kids, my mom and dad. That's really my family.
Who are you living with on Kinlock Drive?
That's actually my grandmother's residence.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you showed up to. Have you been staying with Tashika or visiting her in the 2 weeks? Like, how's y'all's relationship?
Well, she and I, we have a good relationship. Me and my parents, we have a good relationship. Okay. So I think that everybody meshes well for the most part.
So for instance, where did you sleep last night?
Last night I stayed in Middleburg.
Okay, so you stayed in Middleburg. Is that normally where you sleep when you're in town?
Yes.
Do you ever sleep at Tashika's?
The last time I spent the night over there was probably last Friday.
Okay.
Either last Friday or Saturday.
Had you been over to her apartment since last Friday or Saturday?
No.
Okay. So last time you were at Tashika's place was last Friday or Saturday. You spent the night
I spent the night. My mom picked me up that afternoon. I had to take like a 12-hour course for a reinstatement with my license.
I got you.
So she picked me up that Saturday, and I've been in Middleburg ever since.
Okay. So what, in your own words, again, what is Tashika to you? Because you said family, so how, like, what do you consider Tashika?
She and I, like a future wife.
A future wife?
Yeah, she and I, we had kind of separated a little bit, but every time we separate, we get right back together.
Okay. So where are y'all at right this second?
Fixing it. We're
Okay.
fixing it. Yesterday, she said that, is this about her?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. This is about Tashika.
Yesterday, she said that, she was like, she wanted to fix the family, make the family work.
Was this in person, or are y'all talking on the phone?
We were texting.
Okay. About what time was that?
It was late.
Late? Okay.
Maybe like 10:30, 11.
Last night?
Yeah.
How long did y'all go back and forth? I mean, I know exactly you don't know all the exact number, but just approximately, like, what, couple hours, couple minutes?
We probably went back and forth, maybe. I mean, we text each other throughout the day.
Okay.
And then I text her.
Yeah, she was with child, Empress. I don't believe that he knew that, or if he did, it might have been the information that set him off. But yeah, she was with child very, very early in a pregnancy. I think it was a couple months. But yep.
This morning, and I texted her this afternoon, and then she didn't respond to my text this afternoon. And I called her mother to see, she was around her, because sometimes, when she gets mad, she won't answer my calls or texts.
Okay.
So I just kind of send something to her mom and say, can you tell her, just talk to me. And then I showed up, and then you guys put me in handcuffs.
Okay. You said sometimes she won't respond to you when she's mad. What does she get mad at you about? Why would she get mad at you?
Sometimes she thinks that I can be insensitive. Sometimes we don't meet eye to eye.
Okay.
But I'm a guy, man. It's some things I just don't care about. As long as she's happy at the end of the day, as long as we can kind of diffuse the situation.
Don't be fooled by Armstrong's calm demeanor, because what he brushed off as quote-unquote sometimes being insensitive was actually deeply toxic. As detectives dug through Tashika's phone records, they noticed a disturbing pattern. Armstrong and Tashika's relationship had a power imbalance. He wasn't just controlling. He often got aggressive and used intimidation to keep her under his thumb. But hidden inside those messages was something even worse. Something that would later leave Armstrong scrambling for an explanation that he didn't have.
Sometimes when she doesn't answer for me, I'll try and call my sister or call her mom to see if I can get a response from her.
Right.
Do you know around what time last night y'all stopped texting or calling?
Was it a text? Was that the last communication you had with Tashika?
Yes.
What was her last message to you?
The last message that she said to me said that, I think she said that she felt like I didn't love her. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So, when a woman says something like that to you, it kind of make you feel away. So then I called her this morning. I wanted to try and patch it up and just kind of,
Right.
I just want to see the text between she and I.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see anything that pertains to anything that can help us figure out what happened to Tashika.
I mean, she and I, we send each other photos in my phone.
I mean, if there's anything like that in there, if y'all are consensually sending photos back and forth, first of all, that's between y'all, okay, not against the law, and I don't have any interest in that, okay? I'm more interested in the communication and the time.
That's fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
So what I'm going to do then is it says that you're giving permission to me in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to do that, okay? And then I'm going to ask you to initial these 2 lines right here. Feel free to read this form. I will read it to you, okay?
Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable about it.
Okay.
Because we send each other. May have to defer on that.
Knowing that they needed Armstrong to keep cooperating, the detectives decided that it was time to break the devastating news to him. But, unknown to him, his reaction was about to reveal to them everything that they needed to know, without him even realizing it.
Okay. Do you know what the status of Tashika is right now?
As far as what?
It's just, do you know why we're sitting here having this conversation, why you're here?
No.
Okay.
I asked you guys that a million times.
Yeah. The officers on scene?
Well, I asked them and they said that they had to speak to the detectives.
Right. Well, this is, like I said, it's an active investigation, okay? And you're down here at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, obviously, okay?
All right.
Tashika's passed away. Okay. And I'm very sorry to have to inform you of that.
What happened to her?
Well, that's a good question, and that's why I'm here talking to you. I'm hoping that you can help me figure that out. That's why I asked you the question earlier. Do you know who else she could call?
I don't believe the overt theatrics. I don't believe any part of that. That whole when they know you're the one who's involved is crazy. Like,
who did it? Who did it?
Who did what? All detectives said was Tashika passed. But Armstrong's jumping the gun now, slipping up and talking about who killed her. His not-so-teary tears did not move the detectives. In fact, it helped confirm that there was something suspicious about him. By the way, if you're finding this video interesting so far, please do us a favor. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and help us reach 1 million this year. Now, let's dive back in.
I should have been there with her.
And she never mentioned...
What happened?
Well, we don't know. That's this... I mean... When you got there, I had just pulled up not long before you got there.
Y'all had that tape there. It's something that happened at that apartment. It's something that happened there. I saw her truck there.
Yeah.
I saw tape there.
Listen, this is an active homicide investigation. That's why you're here, okay? I want to know what happened. We want to know what happened, okay? I want to help you figure out what happened, but in order to do that, you have to help me. Like, we got to work together right now. When you were over there, how was it? I mean,
last time we had like an argument.
Okay.
Like we had a small argument, and then my mom picked me up, and then I haven't been over there since.
Would you say maybe that's why you don't go over there so much? It's just arguing?
No. I kind of just prefer my space, man.
Okay.
Especially when I'm in town.
Wanting to study his behavior further, the detectives decided to test Armstrong by easing the tension and throwing in some general questions. And just like that, watch how Armstrong flips from an emotional wreck to casually chatting, as if he wasn't just informed of his partner's death. And if you're wondering how these are all connected, you're in for a ride.
When she questioned your commitment, was she worried that you were seeing other females?
I think she stopped worrying about that.
Okay. She just couldn't understand why you just wouldn't get married.
But you know what? Last night, she said something about me following extra people on my Instagram. Mentioned something about more females being followed. Like, it would be petty stuff.
So last night, she was concerned about women on your Instagram, how many females you were following or something?
Yeah, no messages, no direct female stuff. Yeah. Like, sometimes when a woman does that, you have to reiterate that.
Like, why you following her? Why you following her?
Yeah, stuff like that.
You only had this many followers, now you got this many.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. They watch that stuff, don't they? Like a hawk.
They really do. Especially when we talk about relocating them and stuff like that and making the family work.
You got an extra up because you're out of town, so she's probably really worried about what you're up to.
I mean, I worry about what she's up to as well, but you have to find your peace somewhere. You can't worry about everything. If you worry about everything, you drive yourself crazy.
Your youngest is really young, but like your son, he's 3, correct?
Yeah.
So at that age, they kind of start to pick stuff up a little bit. I mean, has he ever witnessed y'all fight or argue or anything like that?
He has.
Okay. Like arguing, like yelling, screaming, stuff breaking, anything like that. Like to what degree?
Nothing too serious.
Okay.
A couple of things thrown. She had a temper.
Okay. Do y'all throw things at each other, or just like stuff gets broken during arguments?
No.
Okay.
She throws stuff.
She throws stuff?
I'm more passive aggressive. Okay. I don't have time for that.
Anything physical?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Y'all never put hands on each other?
No, I've had to remove or grab her, but I've never, like, punched her.
Unknown to him, Tashika's family and friends had informed the police about the abusive state of the couple's relationship. They shared how they had begged her to leave Armstrong, warning her that love shouldn't come with bruises and fear. But Tashika, loyal to a fault, stayed, a choice that would ultimately cost her everything.
What's the worst thing she's ever thrown at you?
Yeah, a knife.
A knife?
Yeah.
Police ever get called on any of that stuff? Like when you were over there arguing or whatever, police ever show up, knock at the door or anything like that?
A lot of time. One time when I stayed on Harrison, a house we lived in that I bought, she pulled a knife on me. I think that I reported that.
Okay. How long ago was that?
That was like last year. And then there was another incident recently, but I didn't report it. I didn't really. I get to the point where I'm used to how she is, so I just go with it.
Been over there since last week?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason why maybe your son would have said that you've been there since last week?
Maybe FaceTime.
Okay. How often do y'all FaceTime?
Probably once every couple of days or something.
Okay. When's the last time you FaceTime with Tashika?
It could have been yesterday.
Yesterday?
Could have been yesterday. I know we might have FaceTime. Possibly.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but somewhere along
It's usually
the lines.
every couple of days.
Yeah. But I don't try to go through her stuff though.
I got you, Mr. Armstrong. I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna make a statement. Okay? So I'm gonna ask the question. Don't respond immediately. Think on it for a second, okay? Because I'm gonna follow it up with a statement. All right. Is there any reason why your 3-year-old son, Bercy the Third, would say that Daddy hurt Mommy? And then remember what I said. Let me make the statement. Don't follow it up. Think about it for a second, okay? Because these incidents, it's usually one or two things, okay? Good people lose control momentarily, do some things, say some things they regret or wish they hadn't done. A. Or B, there's an evil that exists within you and you're okay doing that, and you go into self-preservation mode and start lying about what happened and always think about yourself, trying to protect yourself, okay? And since I've been talking to you, hold on, like I said, I'm gonna give you a chance to answer that question in a minute. Just let me finish up. And since I've been talking to you, you seem like an...
I love these when the detectives go into that good cop, bad cop mode. They're like, all right, I'm done playing with you, brother. I'm done playing with you, brother. I love that. Sorry, guys. I'm over here multitasking.
Educated person. I mean, you are an educated person. You've got a college degree. All right, we've had some normal conversation. You seem like a good dude. Okay. But from what I'm gathering, based on what I know about that apartment and my conversation with you and the conversation that's been had with your son, it seems like something really bad happened between you and Tashika last night, okay? And maybe there was like a moment where things got really heated, really intense, and something happened, okay? And that's what I'm interested in. If you don't know, that's fine. I'm not obviously asking you to say something that you don't know about or say that you did something if you didn't. But what I'm asking is, think about this woman, her family, and those 2 kids.
Yeah, I haven't been over there since last week.
Okay.
But I know that when it comes to interaction, she says that she doesn't bring any other man around my kid.
Okay.
So
you haven't been there. So if something bad happened to her last night, there's no way it could have been you.
Absolutely not.
Which leads me back to my original question. Why would your 3-year-old son maybe indicate that you had something to do with hurting her?
Most of the time, I'm the only man that's around her.
Right, and that's why I asked you earlier.
She's not supposed to have other men around my kid, but I'm not sure if that's the case. Okay. It could have been somebody in there, but I don't know.
But if there is...
If he's used to seeing me...
Right. If there is, though, there's no way. I mean, come on. We know that as men and having children. Like, there's no way your son at 3 years old is going to be calling other man daddy, right?
Yeah.
And you said that your son earlier just never witnessed any physical violence because you said there hasn't been physical violence between y'all in the past.
As of late, no.
As of late. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Because you mentioned the knife incident last year. Was your son there for that? Would he even remember that, you think? I mean, did he witness that?
I think that he did witness it.
Okay.
I think he witnessed me get loud and things like that. I'm just as guilty as she is when it comes to arguments and stuff.
Fair enough. Do you have a gun?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you care? You don't ever carry a gun on you?
No, I had a gun before, but I don't have it anymore.
Okay. All right.
Have you been around guns recently, within the last couple days?
Yeah, I have. I was around a Taurus. I was around a Taurus 40, like a 40 caliber.
What was that?
Like a few days ago.
Did you shoot it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Whose gun was it?
It was just a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. So you don't own any guns or have any guns?
In May of 2021, Tashika had bravely filed a report with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office stating that Armstrong had strangled and beat her. She even backed it up with photographs of her injuries, undeniable proof of the abuse that she endured. But when officers asked why she hadn't reported it sooner, Tashika said that she didn't want Armstrong arrested. So now, with Tashika dead, detectives couldn't help but wonder, was her murder the tragic ending to a pattern that everyone had seen but no one had stopped? Or was this all a big misunderstanding?
I know she had a firearm, but I don't know what she did with it.
What kind of gun did she have?
I think it was like a 22, like a little 22 with a long nose or something like that.
Like a rifle or a pistol?
It was a pistol.
Like a revolver or like a semi-auto?
It was like semi-auto.
Semi-auto.
Yeah, something that a woman would have.
The only problem I have right now with Mr. Armstrong is that I have a child, your child, that says that you hurt his mommy. And at 3 years old, I just find that incredibly difficult to believe that he would make that up. Or just say that.
The thing about my son is, when it comes to men, I'm his dad, but I do not know who he has around him. I don't know who she brings around him when I'm not around. When he says that daddy hurt mommy, that could have been something a while back. I know that
it's funny to me that he has so many different excuses on why what would be being said. Dude, if your kid is telling people that you hurt her mommy or his mommy, you did that shit. You're not going to say, oh, that has something to do with a different time. No, that baby is saying that right now because that's what you displayed in front of it. Kids have no real reason to lie like that. They don't. They haven't learned the purpose of it. None of that. That 3-year-old has no reason to.
I haven't been in that apartment complex since last week. And I think that, I think that everybody kind of knew that.
Okay.
I got you. All right. Yeah, just give us a minute. If you need anything, if you want a snack, need to use the restroom, just come in the door, okay?
All right.
Armstrong, still clinging to the hope of walking free, eventually agreed to let detectives search through his phone. Maybe he thought they'd find nothing. Maybe he thought that they'd believe his story. But buried inside those messages was something that he couldn't talk his way out of. A chilling photo of a Glock 43X and an accusation from Tashika just 2 weeks before her death would end up sending the entire investigation spiraling.
Mr. Armstrong.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk a little bit more. So, straight up, there's some messages between you and Tashika that are concerning, all right, to say the least.
All right.
I mean, there's stuff involving guns being put to heads and all that just within the past couple weeks. What's that all about? Knives?
Oh, with knives. Yeah, she was a little violent.
So what did she do?
She pulled a knife out on me while I was holding my daughter.
Okay.
One day, and I had it wasn't even a real gun. It was like a fake gun.
What kind of fake gun was it?
It was like a BB gun.
It was like a BB gun.
Yeah.
What kind of what did it have markings on it? Did
it was something that was store bought. It was a BB gun, but she tried to make it look like it wasn't.
Did it have an orange tip?
Yeah, it had an orange. It's just a BB gun.
Yeah. Did it have like a removable? Like, was it modeled after a gun? Or
I don't even know what kind it was, but
okay.
I'm not violent. Me and her,
Why would she be sending you texts saying that you pulled a gun on her?
I mean, it's a BB gun.
His rationale is just he goes from not getting why his child would say that, maybe something he saw in the past, to oh well, it was just a BB gun. I didn't really pull a gun on her. I just threatened her with what she would have thought was a real weapon.
You positive about that?
Yeah, I am.
What'd you do with the BB gun?
It's probably still in her apartment.
Well, I mean, when you were there, what'd you do with it?
Oh, I pulled it out, and I didn't put it to her head.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Why pull it out?
Because I felt threatened and I didn't have a real gun on me.
Do you remember what kind of gun that you reported stolen back in January?
Yeah, it was a Glock.
Do you know what kind?
It was a 43X.
43X. Do you know what caliber that is?
Yeah, it's like a 9.
It's a 9.
Yes.
So in the picture messages that she sent you on your phone, it's not a BB gun. It doesn't have an orange tip. And on the side, you want to guess what it says?
What?
It says Glock 43X.
Yeah, but the thing about that gun, I haven't seen that gun since January, and the BB gun that I pulled out, I don't think that she had a picture of it. Okay. But I know that gun is probably.
Why would you even pull out a gun?
I mean, she pulled a knife out on me.
When did this happen?
That might have been like a month ago.
About a month ago?
We talked earlier about stuff like that, and you didn't mention anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't call the authorities or anything about it. I mean, she didn't want to call the authorities either because she felt like it would have been child endangerment.
Y'all got a violent history.
No, but if you look at the text thread, you'll see that I didn't.
Trust me, we looked, and the common theme in that text thread is a lot of violence.
Yeah, I was not abusive.
Let's just run through a couple of things and you explain it to us, because right now, like I said, it's not making sense.
So this is from the 9th, which was 2 weeks ago. She's saying that you tore the family apart. This is trauma for her kids. I'm so hurt.
I felt the same.
She's talking about signing the rights over, which I can only imagine would infuriate you because you said you love your kids. What about a gun being put to my head twice? You took my car keys. What was that all about?
I didn't take her car keys.
Okay. She's just saying that for fun.
Yeah, I know she was trying to take the kids and stuff, but at that point, once she pulled a knife out on me, by her pulling a knife out on me while I was holding my daughter, I felt like she would have did anything. And I also knew that she had a weapon. So I moved the keys, but I gave her car keys back to her. I told her, I was just like, I'm about to leave because I couldn't drive. So.
Is that why you broke the door down?
No. We almost got into a tussle, but we didn't. That was me, like, because she was poking.
This guy has so many stories of them almost tussling. Hey, Maya Reed. Thank you for joining the show today. Thanks for joining. He has so many stories of them tussling. This was not a healthy dynamic. And the 3-year-old knew that his father had a pattern of harming Mama.
At me. And I was kind of trying to, like, push her away a little bit, but I didn't want to.
So how do you break a door doing that? That doesn't make much sense.
You don't really break it, but if you have a door like pre-locked and if you push it, it was like that.
Okay. So the door was shut or open?
It was like both of us, we were like tugging it.
She's on the back side of the door, you're on the side of the door?
I had went into the bedroom.
So you were in the bedroom, she's in the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're trying to shut the door?
A little bit.
And she's trying to open the door?
Yeah, because I was trying to grab the kids.
Because you were trying to grab the kids because she's coming at you with a knife is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay, well then why does she say Then I walked away. You followed me into my room and broke the door. I ran into the bathroom to hide, and you put a gun to my head.
That's not true.
Okay, well, you didn't say that's not true.
No, she did that.
But you didn't say that's not true here.
That's not. In a text message, I'm not going to go back and forth in a text message.
So you said, I'm a grown man, don't pull a weapon out on me while I have my child.
Armstrong wasn't a beginner at this whole abuser thing. In 2017, his ex-girlfriend filed a report against him for physical violence. But instead of owning up, he spins the same old story of him being the victim. What Armstrong doesn't realize is that this single report from 2017 was about to be the beginning of his undoing.
Who was the girl you were seeing 5 years ago before her? Before you got in a relationship with Tashika, who were you seeing?
Probably my kid's mom. My first kid's mom.
What's her name?
Her name is Shantavius.
All right. Who? Someone between her and Tashika.
On what?
Mom. My first kid's mom.
What's her name?
Her name is Shantavius.
All right.
A girl named Shantavius? Oh, boy.
Who? Someone between her and Tashika.
Malika.
The girl starts name with a Y. Her name starts with a Y.
Why?
There's a police report from 2017 with you and another one.
Oh, Yakaria.
There you go.
Yakaria.
You got a history, man.
No, but Yakaria, I remember when she put her hands on me. This was over on the north side.
Yeah, but everything you said so far, DJ, when you went in that room last night, you got on top of her and she's in that bed, you pulled out that gun.
In what room?
Her bedroom.
What are you talking about?
There's a bullet hole through her pillow. There's bullet holes in her.
How many times did she get shot?
That's your children's mother, man.
How many times did she get shot?
What I tell you earlier. There's two ways people go in this situation, right?
How many times did she get shot?
You're trying to save yourself right now, BJ.
No, I'm being honest.
You're more worried about yourself than you are this
No, I'm worried about me getting, I'm worried about
You
going
haven't
home.
been there 24/7 for these kids. She has.
No, I provide for my children.
That's fine. You
every
monetarily,
day in and
but
day
you're
out.
not there for them day in and day out. She is.
Absolutely, I am.
She's not there anymore.
But
because of what happened between y'all last night.
I didn't do anything to her.
That's not true.
I promise
you
I
lied
did.
already to me.
I haven't even been over there.
I gave you your chance earlier to come.
I have not been
correct.
over there. I have not been there.
You sat there and told me verbal altercations, verbal this, verbal
Yeah,
that.
but I told you that.
And now you're admitting that she's pulled knives. You pulled out a BB gun. None of this stuff was mentioned.
But also in my statement, I told you, I said that most couples go through it. I said I'm not one to.
Got him. Right? Most couples don't get into this violent aggression. That's not normal. Yeah, he has a pattern of violence. He doesn't even realize that he admitted his pattern of violence with this one relationship. It's ridiculous.
I understand that, but I gave you a chance earlier. I've been very respectful with you.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you as well. But
you hit stuff. You
I
didn't disclose all this earlier.
My first time going to that apartment complex since last week was today when I showed up over there. I have not been over there. So regardless of what type of altercation she and I have, regardless of how it goes, I haven't seen her in a week. I haven't been there. You look at my phone, you said something about locations and stuff like that. I haven't left Middleburg at all.
And it didn't end there. Detectives soon discovered that Armstrong had deliberately wiped out his phone's location history, erasing an entire week leading up to Tashika's murder. Even more suspicious, they believe that he didn't even have his phone with him during the critical hours leading up to her death. Was it all just a coincidence? Or was it textbook
And this is where criminals think that they're smart. It's not just about what information is available. It's about what information is missing too, right? When you erase all your history from the past week, you expect them to believe that you didn't go anywhere at all in the last week, right? There's no tracking history data whatsoever, right? That's a sign that you removed it. And they know when you remove your history. Unfortunately, that's just the way technology and the internet works. There's a trace of everything. Every last thing.
Meditation, a clear sign that Tashika's fate had been decided long before anyone realized.
Well, interesting, all your locations recently have been deleted, so we can't see your recent
What do you mean
histories.
they've been deleted?
They're not there. It doesn't go back until like the 14th is your last history. So if you've been, have you used your phone since the 14th? Today's the 24th.
Yeah, I'm always in Middleburg.
So in 10 days, have you used this phone at all?
Yes.
Okay, so when you use the phone,
if you look at our text messages, it'll tell you that I haven't, like, we talked about the fact that I haven't been going over there.
Okay, well, you were there as recently as the 9th when this all happened. She's apparently got screen grabs. We're downloading her phone right now too, and then all of the deleted stuff that was on here, we got on the download. We're just waiting on that to come back on the disc, and we'll see all that.
All right.
This is your chance to separate yourself. Remember what I said earlier? There's situations where people find themselves in, good people find themselves in a bad situation where they momentarily lose control. Hold on. And then there's, beyond that, true evil. There's cold-blooded killers that can kill someone in cold blood and then lie about it. You're trying to make it sound like you don't have a history of violence and all that, but you do, with other women.
I don't.
With your own family, your grandma trespassed you. When did you trespass?
Why'd your mom get you trespassed from your own grandmother's house just in October?
My mom has a issue.
Well, do you hear yourself? You're putting everything is on everybody else.
So your first baby mama with a 5-year-old has an issue. The in-between girlfriend has an issue that's got a report against you. Your current girl's got an issue with, that causes you to put guns to her head.
And your own mother.
Your own mother's got an issue that causes her to trespass you. So do you see the common denominator? I got 4 different people all have an issue with the same one person.
But Armstrong had no idea that the strongest testimony against him wasn't going to come from a text, a camera, or a digital trail. It would come from someone sharing his own blood.
You know what the name of this case is going to be in my file? Daddy shot mommy.
That's not right.
Daddy shot mommy.
That's not right.
So the 3-year-old's lying on you too?
My 3-year-old.
Your kid's lying on you too? You've already accused multiple women and your mother.
No, you said your 3-year-old and your 2-year-old.
No, them babies ain't lying. Them babies ain't lying on their daddy. He did it. And they saw it. No, the babies are not lying, unfortunately.
That from 2 a.m. until 7 p.m. tonight were by themselves.
You know why you got snatched up when you showed up earlier? You know why those officers snatched you up so quick?
Why?
Because Daddy shot mommy. Daddy killed mommy.
I don't think that is true.
You don't think that's true?
I don't think that my son said that.
He did.
I got it on a recorded interview.
I don't think that he said
Not only that, but her entire family said knows y'all's history. Know you've kicked in the door. Knows you've held a gun to her head. Know you've been violent to your past girlfriend that starts with a Y. Know you've been violent with your past baby mama with a 5-year-old. Know you've been violent with your own family to make your own mom trespass you from your grandma's house.
That you've been violent. I haven't been violent against my mother. And I haven't been violent against her either. Even when it came down to it, if you really look at if you look at everything that
I am looking at everything. I'm looking at your history with 4 different individuals that have all had issues with you.
The stuff with Yakaria, when she I'm talking about Yakaria.
You're just skirting around.
I'm going down the list.
No, you're making an excuse for each one trying to justify.
No, I'm not making an excuse, but I'm telling the truth.
Cool. Yakaria, I don't care about Yakaria. Tell me why your 3-year-old son said Daddy shot mommy tonight.
I do not know. I was not there. I haven't been in Jacksonville city lines since I left Mission Point last week. And my mother, you can call my mother and she can
You haven't been or your phone hasn't been?
One more time.
You have not been or your phone hasn't been?
I haven't been.
Why don't you have any location history on your phone since July 14th? Why is it there up until July 14th and then it's not?
I don't know. Just call my mom. I don't know.
We talked to your mom.
All right.
She doesn't know what you did after 11 that night. She went to bed.
I don't have a car.
Your dad went to bed. Well, that didn't stop you from getting all around the town all the time.
July 14th was last week, right? That's the last time you said you were there. Your phone shows that. You already knew that when you told me that you had deleted it up till then. That's why you said that.
No, that's not why I said
You
that.
know your phone wasn't with you last night when you went back over there to confront her, to do whatever.
I had my phone next to me last night. My phone was next to me while I was in bed.
Up until the point you left.
No, I didn't leave at all. Why would I leave without my cell phone? Why would I leave without my cell phone?
Because you knew what you were going to do.
Seriously, why would I leave without my cell phone?
Why'd you leave with a Glock 43X?
I didn't even have a gun.
How did that gun go missing in January and then it resurfaced on the same day that she's claiming?
So this dad is guilty as sin. All right, we're going to move on, though. I will share the link of this story if you guys want to continue. He deleted the mom, obviously, because he's a weirdo. Who couldn't just leave a woman. He had to take her off of the earth if she didn't want to be with him. Yes, there are crazy men who believe if they can't have you, that nobody should, unfortunately. Take heed to that. All right, so the next story is about a creepy coach, and he tries to play himself as if he's some savior of these young girls. But beware of who you have around your children, guys.
How did we get there?
That I don't know.
Because she's a child.
Sorry, I'm
right?
being too friendly with them.
You are going to be placed under arrest.
And this is going to be as a, or
it's going to be a sex offense with them involving
a minor, because I don't want to see them get taken advantage of.
It's January in Ocala, Florida, where one high school's assistant football coach is about to be taught a serious lesson.
All right, so why do you think you're here today?
My relationship with some of the girls.
Okay, what does that look like?
From the outside, you would think it's weird something going on, but I've been a coach in 5 years, and it's like they can confide in me as well as the boys.
Okay.
Like, excuse me, like it looks weird, but like they come to me with problems and just confide, and because I'm easy to talk to, and
sure.
The boys do it too, and I'm there for them basically.
How long have you been coaching out there?
This will be my 5th year.
5th year? Okay, so you've been out there for a long time. Mm-hmm. Seen a lot of kids coming and going?
Yes.
Okay. And do you do that full time or do you do something else?
No, I work for the city of Ocala. I drive garbage trucks.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
5 years. 5 years.
Okay.
Detectives identify the man seen here as 43-year-old James Ford III, who was arrested after a school resource officer was alerted about an alleged sexual relationship between him and a 16-year-old student.
And listen, these old-ass, creepy-ass men do not need to be having relationships with your children just because they work at their school or the facility they attend. They don't need to have a private relationship with that type of adult. That should be a major red flag immediately. They shouldn't be spending a lot of time talking to, getting advice from. At the end of the day, that's an adult that you really know very little about. Right? So you got to be careful with these people around your children, whether they're sports coaches or not. You should be limiting the time they spend with them.
Okay, so I know you said you believed you were here because of some inappropriate, possibly people think is inappropriate with the girls. Is there any girls in particular?
Yes, well, am I allowed to say the name? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
okay. Kennedy, okay. And then are these girls, how do you, I mean, because I know you said football, do you guys have like a football, like a girls, like a flag football?
We have a girls flag football team.
Okay.
One of the girls plays flag. She also plays tackle football.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, so it's just, I've been a father for I lost her father.
Okay.
And even her grandmother, I'm really close to her grandmother and all, she comes to me all the time to appreciate what me and some other coaches have done for her, been there, stuff, to be in that role. And like our previous head coach did ask, do she have to worry about that? And the other coach no, it's like she lost her dad. He's like a real father figure to her. And it's just like outside looking in, you would think, because it's weird, because that's not my child. I have a son that goes.
Oh, okay.
And even some of the kids say that's Coach Ford's other bonus daughter. So it's like that.
And that's referring to. Okay. And how about?
She's a football player. She comes to me with her problems, and she just made a flyer for me for flag football. So like she calls me Unc. And all whether stuff and call me Unc, they'll call me Unc. Okay. And like when they have problems, they'll come to me. We try to stay on the right path. Now I talk to them and give it to them like they're all my kids.
Right.
So
Yeah, because it's tough out here.
yeah,
so.
and I don't want to sugarcoat nothing to be soft on them because I don't want to see them get taken advantage of. And
right.
So we do kind of talk, and so if some kids do hear us talk, it's kind of how I would talk to my own kids.
Okay, and then how about
Same with same as that.
same? Okay, just kind of that father figure.
Well, no, her dad's in her life. It's just I'm just like who she could come confide in.
Okay.
Like if they have problems.
And then have these girls been at the school and then since you've been there, or did they come later on? What did that look like? Like, have you had interaction with them for 4 years, or?
I met them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just at the actual school itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the boys are the same. Like I have one player. He says I'm more of a dad to him than his own dad.
Okay.
And so it's just like I'm mentoring basically. Well, I thought I was doing right, but
yeah. And I know like when you have teams and stuff, you have to keep in contact with your players and things like that. Do you communicate with these girls at all on, like a cell phone, or is it on an app, or?
Nah, they'll text me, Coach Ford, I need, or like their problems, or can I talk to them about this? Can I help them out with this or this and that, stuff like that.
Okay.
James tells the detective he doesn't want the students to, quote,
that's a problem, right? Your kid shouldn't be going to this person for advice, or if they need something that their parents aren't willing to give them. It's one thing if it's something they're not able to afford, but just not willing to. This is an issue here. His behavior, his conduct is beyond inappropriate.
Get taken advantage of, and says he's more of a father figure to some of the minors. But this detective isn't convinced.
So you have the team's contact numbers, they have yours, and there's just general conversation back and forth. Okay. At any point in time, has there ever been, and it's like, we know these, girls these days, is there any time when any of this conversation maybe went a little differently than it should, or something that might not be
No, ma'am, but if you was look at it and don't know the ends of it, you would think that they'll come hug me and be up under me and stuff like that. So it looks weird because the trainer said something, but it's not like that.
Okay. And then how about on the text, anything on that end that you've had to maybe shut down, or
no
something, nothing's popped up on their end or on your end?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So when would you say you started communicating with any of these girls over text, just about sports or whatever?
Okay. With the football team, we have everyone's number. So we have group text, and I have the text, hey, I need you to do this, ask what numbers they want, stuff like that.
Right.
And basically that's how it was. And then with the girls, I coach flag football, the girls.
Okay.
It's basically the girls basketball team, which most of them have my number also.
Okay.
And like they'll text me, Coach, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're
They'll text me like, Coach Ford, when this flag starts, so I text them the schedule, practice starts this date or whatever like that.
Okay. And I know you said you felt like people at school maybe felt a different way. When did you get knowledge that something was maybe being said?
Well, last year Coach asked, did he have to worry about, and I was going to say, no, it's fine.
Okay.
And the trainer, she was kind of skeptical too.
Now, James reveals that a trainer at the school had grown suspicious of him, but maintains his innocence for now.
Now, what about this week? What happened this week?
I don't know. I'm there. They come. They hug me, like normal, and that's it.
When did you find out something was going on this week with the school?
I got a call Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay. Was that from
the new head coach?
The head coach? Okay. And how did that conversation
go? He just said, hey, they're doing an investigation with you and some of the girls. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I've been like this with, and just said they're doing an investigation. Okay. Like something was said, somebody went back and said they're not comfortable around me from something being said, but how we talk to them is like we're talking to our own kids. So I don't know if another student probably heard it, thought it was inappropriate, and it wasn't comfortable, or one of the boys maybe liked the girls and saw it. I mean, I don't know.
Not sure. So I want to talk a little bit about, okay, so dealing with her. Is there any reason why she might think that you're something more than a coach to her?
An uncle, maybe.
Just an uncle? Okay. And when you say uncle, what does that look like for her? Like, how do you feel like an uncle, or how would she feel like you're an uncle?
Like, she'll hug me, come from the side, hug me, and like if she have problems with boys or whatever, because they've called me plenty times about trouble with boys. I don't want to see them get.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Right? Unless you're a family member or a close relative, close family friend that people trust, you should not be advising any. No, all the behavior here is inappropriate. You shouldn't be calling yourself this girl's uncle. You're not her uncle. I mean, if anything, you'd be a creepy uncle. And tell me, what is it that you think people would hear out of context that would be appropriate that's not appropriate? The group chat should be with the parents. Yes, it should be with the parents. Every communication should be with the parents. He should be like, hey, your kid came to me. Don't tell them exactly what I said, but this is what's going on. It's a little weird that he's having personal, connections with these kids. Hey, Click and Tarot, thank you for joining my stream today. It's very weird that he would be having these personal relationships and call himself an uncle to a student that he is helping to coach. It's just weird.
Took advantage of, or just out doing stuff. It is what it is, and just getting taken advantage of. Okay. Basically.
Okay. Has there ever been anything on your end that would lead you to believe that you're acting as something other than a family member or a mentor, as you describe yourself?
Like for Christmas, I bought them all Christmas.
Okay.
Asked them what they wanted, cause I bought them what I didn't get them everything on the list what they wanted, but I told them that
sure,
to be the person like her parents didn't want to go to her to a camp in Orlando.
Who's that? Okay.
I went with her to the football camp, talked to the coaches for them, in place of stuff like that.
Okay. And have you ever sent any of them money?
Oh,
I know you said you bought gifts.
Oh Lord, I don't know how these parents are comfortable sending their children on a trip away out of state with a stranger. Then on top of that, it's opposite genders. There's something so off about that, that parents would even allow or green light that. Very weird.
Yes. I mean, they're called.
How about money wise?
Yes, if they can borrow have $10 for food or $20 for this or $50 for this or for food basically.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'll feed you, cause that's what we do. I feed you. I don't have no problem with feeding you. I don't want you to be hungry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And how would that look? Like, did you give them cash or was it through Cash App?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really carry cash on me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
Yeah,
I don't even know the last time I even had cash on me. Okay. So like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit about, okay, because there's just some concerns that people have, okay?
I can see why.
Okay. And that's what I was just kind of trying to get from you. Why so much with more than anyone else? Why people be concerned?
She the one, if I'm there, she'll come up and hug and stay around. I don't see her, so I go to the weight room.
Okay.
But yeah, she always comes up, hugs me, asks how I'm doing, we talk whatever, and same if they're working out or whatever, she's gonna stop what she's doing, come hug me, and ask how I'm doing.
The 43-year-old's story starts to unravel as he details giving money and gifts to female students.
That's number one problem, right? Money and gifts, peer grooming. Right, but why is a child asking you how you're doing? She gonna give me a hug and ask me how I'm doing. You don't think there's nothing wrong with that sentence as it relates to you and young athletes? He's a pure creep. That's exactly why he's chained up like an animal, because that's what he is.
The detective continues pressing James before this story takes a serious turn.
Has there ever been anything someone would consider inappropriate that's happened
maybe
between
how we hug and
you and her?
Maybe how we hug, she'll hug, and I guess from
any type of kissing or anything like that someone might see. Okay.
I guess how we talk to him. I guess basically someone heard it.
Okay, and that's why we're here. And like I said, Mr. Ford, I appreciate you speaking with me.
Oh yes.
Right. And when I talk with people, I always, I want to be honest because I'm always looking for honesty. Right. And I know right now you're not quite being 100% honest with me. Talk to me. We're here for a reason.
I know.
We're
looks
both adults.
Like we never. I mean, I've never done nothing with her.
Okay. Now, when you say nothing, what does that mean?
No sexual stuff whatsoever.
Okay.
Hug and kiss on the cheek like I kiss all of them on the cheek. Like, hug. You all right? You good?
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
Okay. So you don't think there's going to be anything or evidence of anything any different?
As far as, I mean, we probably, me and text, me probably text a little more. She'll ask how I'm doing, ask how she doing, act like I ask all of them. Yeah, you good? I check on them.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Do you ever let anyone else use your cell phone?
Oh yeah, I let kids have my phone all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, and that's what I want to talk a little bit about.
Yes,
okay?
kids have my phone all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Is your phone password protected?
It is, but once I get there, I open it, and because Coach Wood, I can use your phone. I use my phone.
Now, James admits to kissing students on the cheek and says he regularly lets students use his phone. Let's continue.
Okay. So, like when you're in school, you say you unlock your phone and you'll hand it to the kids to use. Okay. Is there any reason why maybe they might pretend to be you?
It's a few boys like it.
Mm-hmm.
And like they mentioned, like, dang, she always run Coach Ford. Why do all the girls always run Coach Ford?
Yeah. Do any of these kids ever take your phone home at nighttime?
No.
Okay. So that would be like a school hour, typical day text. Okay. So you know there's text messages at night between you and Kennedy?
Yes, ma'am. I'll take them. We text. Like I'll text all the girls.
Okay. We have to talk about that.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why we're here.
Okay.
I'm not trying to trip you up. None of that. Okay.
I'm completely honest with you.
And I think you know where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know how did we get there?
That I don't know.
Because she's a child.
I'm
right?
being too friendly with them.
Yeah.
I'm being too friendly. Like, I don't want to say it. Like, I help with grandmother consent. I help them pay for her to get an abortion. Like, stuff I shouldn't be doing. Like, I'm just too nice. And
yeah, that's way too nice.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't put yourself in predicaments, and that's kind of
where I'm at
you've gotten yourself into a predicament.
Yes, and I've never been in no trouble whatsoever with 43 years of sir.
Because I have all of the text messages.
Just because they never caught you being a weirdo to this degree does not mean that you've never been doing bad things. You obviously have been. Right? He's very, very disturbed, this individual, the things that he's normalizing, the contact that he's normalizing between him and essentially young girls. You know, he's 43 years old. It's very creepy. And his age wouldn't matter, right? He's dealing with underage girls. He's being predatory.
Between you and starting from February of last year.
Okay.
You and I both know it's in those text messages.
Police said an interview with the alleged victim uncovered more disturbing details, including that the pair had been texting for about a year. But that's not all.
Oh, yes. Stuff, yeah. Like, I send her songs and verses and...
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else?
Just, like, I've never sent no pictures. Well, I mean, no.
You have.
Well, like my birthday stuff and like I sent all the
Sure.
kids. Stuff like that, but nothing explicit.
Okay.
So, excuse me. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Take your time. If you need to take a drink, you can.
Oh, I'm good. Right.
Okay. What about the sexually explicit conversations between you?
Oh, the song verses? That I shouldn't have, yeah.
They're not all song verses. Listen, I know some songs. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And they're not all song verses, are they?
Not all of them.
Okay. So talking about, wanting to taste her and...
Well, that was a song verse of Trick Daddy. So.
Okay.
And she replied with the no, but I can... Yeah, I just started laughing. But yes, I shouldn't have said some of the stuff I'm saying. Like, even at the school, I shouldn't be saying some of the stuff I be saying because I'm just so comfortable around them.
Yeah.
And just...
And what about... Because I think you've developed some feelings for her, is what it looks like.
It's like I said, from the outside in.
In the text,
From the outside in. From looking at outside.
Obey, you're going to take care of her. She's your baby girl.
I mean, yuck. Just yuck. 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 I don't know what is going on with this man. He is creepy. He is flirting with a child. Yeah, he's definitely doing that. Like, ugh. We gotta get rid of him. We gotta get rid of this guy. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I call all of my baby girls. Like I'm a baby girl. Devon's a baby girl. It's just something I say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to talk to you about an incident that occurred at outside of the Waffle House. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. What can you tell me about that?
She told me where she was. I went out to make sure she was okay.
Okay.
Because it was her birthday.
Right.
You heard that right. James admits to meeting up with the student, who told police they had met in person at least twice before his arrest.
And she was just talking about all the problems, and I said, "You good? Okay?" And whatever. We talked for a little bit, and she left. Then when she got home, I said, "Are you good? You okay? Do you want to finish this tomorrow?" She said, "No."
Okay. So during that text message, can you take yourself back to that text message to where you eventually y'all met up? You ended up driving to the Waffle House after telling her to go to the Waffle House. Was
no,
that
she
right?
told. I think yeah.
Okay, because I think you were at the Wawa, and then she was somewhere else. Y'all probably like just left school or something like that. A game maybe.
No, it was a birthday dinner.
A birthday dinner. Okay. So, where was she at the Waffle House? Like
she was parked.
Once y'all met.
Oh, she was parked by the sign.
Okay. Did she stay in her car or something?
No, we got out and
different? Okay. Did she get into your truck?
Well, no, she opened the door and there, like, opened the door and sat in like this, got out, came around, talked, gave her a hug, and...
Okay. Mr. Ford, I'm asking you to be honest.
I'm being honest. I mean, we didn't do anything.
Did she offer to do something to you?
She and not until that to saying it, but she didn't just come out and say whatever, but you can tell like you know how to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that time in that incident, okay, did she perform oral sex on you?
She tried. She almost did.
She almost did? What does that look like? Walk me through that.
She said, okay, let me start it and no.
Okay. So would no, like, did the act begin and then it was...
It started to begin, but then I had to, because I'm like, you're a child.
Stop it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And is that, would you say that's the only sexual conduct that you had with her?
Yes.
Okay. And then I know we had talked a little bit before about was there some...
A major creep. I'm sorry, guys. Trigger warning. He's a major creep. I should have given you guys a little bit more of a warning about how explicit that was going to be.
Kissing and stuff. Maybe one time, like in the locker room.
No.
Something happened with.
Locker room. We're never alone with those girls in the locker rooms.
Okay.
There's always a coach there. There's always somebody there.
The student also allegedly told investigators the two had kissed in that same locker room, where James says staff is never alone with the girls. Next, the 43-year-old has some questions for the detective.
I know where this is going with it. Am I going to get booked for...
You are going to be placed under arrest.
And this is going to be as of for...
It's going to be a sex offense with involving a minor.
It's a minor, so I have to register and all that now.
But it's going to depend on where it all goes.
No.
But potentially, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's fine. When I lose my job, like I'm going to be booked all weekend, right?
So you'll go in, you'll have a no bond because it's a no bond initially. But when you see the judge in the morning at first appearance, the judge will give you a bond at that time.
Moments later, James appears to show concern for one person's opinion of his alleged crime, his mother's.
I don't know if you have.
Well, no, my mother. Well, yeah, she will. Now, will y'all release all this information to her, or is something I would tell her?
I think you should tell her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell your mom.
No,
you're an adult.
Yeah.
So you got it. Your business is your business,
Yes.
right? It's not for me to tell, it's not like you're a child and I'm going to report to
No, these
mom.
girls get in any kind of trouble, any kind of way.
What do you think they should get in trouble for? Talk to me about that.
Basically being inappropriate with me.
Okay.
And being too close.
No, you're a dad, right?
That's the bad thing.
You're a dad.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. You said you have a son, and he's same age?
17.
17? So let's role reverse.
I would,
okay?
yes.
I just want you to kind of see it from a different point of view. Would you want your son? Do you think that your son should be held accountable for behaviors when there's an adult that clearly had a lapse of judgment as an adult, and in my eyes, took advantage of a child.
I see what you're saying.
Right?
You believe he acted like he was worried about her getting in trouble. Yeah, he is a big old man baby. Look at how he's sitting. A disgusting, big old, despicable man baby. So he wants the child to get in trouble. Yeah, he's nothing short of a bozo. Right? Nothing short of a bozo. To even imply that the child will be in trouble for engaging in contact with you, you're the one who's going to be accountable. That's a child. You're the only one here. You're the only one going to be held liable. How do you feel about that?
So would it be fair for them to get into trouble?
I mean, no, not really.
Or should have Mr. Ford said, this isn't right.
This isn't right.
I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Right? You're a mentor. You told me you're a mentor for kids.
Yep.
That's why I'm just wondering what happened. I mean, nice young man. You got a good job.
And that's what I'm afraid of, losing
There's
everything.
a lot of women out here.
Yep, that's what I'm afraid of, losing everything.
Yeah.
Which is could possibly be what might happen. My
Potentially,
job.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know. It's not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, it's not with kids.
No.
And I've been coaching at this for years.
Yeah. So I know we have I'm going to end up writing a search warrant on your cell phone. Okay. Am I going to find anything else with any other juveniles, minors?
No.
Nothing else like that. It's going to be anywhere.
I can go ahead and search it now. No.
Okay. All right. So you want to give consent to search your phone?
My consent means I'm telling you to, but if not, you have a.
Yeah. I mean, you if you want to sign a consent form, we'll get you signed the consent form, and we can do that. If not, we just write a search warrant on it and go from there.
And that'll take how long?
It depends. It depends on how much data is on your phone. Right now, it'll be seized as evidence anyway.
So.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
No
question. So if I get found out tomorrow, I'm not able to take my phone?
No, sir. No.
Now, how would... Yeah, I kind of... I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and we'll do this. I'll just write a search warrant on it. That way it's easier. It's, we'll get it knocked out that way. Because it will be held pending the case because it's under.
And ironically, he's innocent, but he's not going to give them permission to search his phone. I'm not saying innocent people have to give the police 100% access, but it's kind of a little bit interesting considering a second ago he swore he was innocent.
Jerry, so we can't get rid of it. Because, like I said, those text messages obviously were coming from your cell phone. Yeah, from you to her. So that's just part of the case, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Okay? Okay. You need anything right now?
Excuse me.
You're good. Okay.
No question. Yeah. I'm able to call my mother, or do I get a call? Or?
Yeah, you can call your mom. And if you want, I'll bring my phone in, put it on speakerphone, and you can call mom here. It's up to you. Or you can call her at the jail.
I mean, am I calling at both places?
Yeah, I'll let you call. Think about it.
Oh, yeah, well, I want to call her, but I want to talk and
sure
over the phone.
Understandably.
I just want to call her.
I don't want to talk to my mom too, so.
Yes. I would love to call her.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
James was reportedly fired from his position shortly after his arrest and banned from campus. The detective gives the suspect some time alone before returning to reveal his fate.
I'm honest with you, and I want you to be honest with me. You know, where we're at, and unfortunately, this is...
Where it's at.
Where it's at, yeah. So hopefully,
Now, I have a question, I'm going to get booked. Now, do I register? I'm having to register as a...
So that would be after, if there's any type of conviction or something like that.
My court date.
Could it potentially? Well, that would be at the end when it's over.
What do you mean at the end? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So when the case commences, so when the case ends,
it's over.
When it's over, So whether the state decides to, move forward, file the charges, depending on if they offer you a plea deal, if you decide you want to have your day in trial, you take it to trial. At the very end.
Like I see on TV.
Yeah, is when they would decide, are you going to be a registered
So what are my
sex
charges? What
offender?
are they called?
So you're going to be charged with unlawful sexual activity with a minor. Okay. You're going to be charged with the...
It's crazy. He acts like he's getting a bill at a restaurant, and they're like, hey, yeah, this is... So you spent $40 on tilapia, $10 on a Diet Coke with gin or whatever, $2 on dessert. No, he's asking questions about being a registered offender as if it's no big deal. This dude is a complete creep. In my opinion, he should be banned from working with kids ever again for the rest of his life. Red tape, yellow tape, whatever they gotta put so that he can't work with kids ever again. All right, let's keep going though. This next case was a little shocking, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Now, when I tell you kids have become entitled, I'm not playing. They really have. Right? Kids feel like, their parents owe them things even after they've become big and grown. Like this young lady here. All right, let's get into this case.
I told him I have no money. I have no way to get a job to support myself.
It's 8 a.m. in Ocala, Florida, when police respond to a frantic 911 call. A man says his adult daughter, who lives in the family home, just stabbed him and her mother. But why she did it? Let's just say the suspect's extended dependence has allegedly turned deadly.
Y'all keep moving. I'm going to try to talk to him while you're doing your thing. Hey, what does she drive? Is that little white car? Huh? Taurus. A Taurus? What color is it? What color is her car? Silver. Marion, he's advising that she's driving a silver Ford Taurus. That's all the information I'm going to be able to get out of him because they're loading him up in an ambulance now. Right now, both subjects are somewhat conscious, but not looking good.
I was just trying to make sure we have 10-4, 10-8, 10-33, 8.
We have what?
Like a dying declaration as they go.
Yeah, I told what I said over the radio is all he could give me.
Okay.
She's basically unconscious but still breathing. He's barely there. All he could say was his daughter's the one that stabbed him.
Perfect.
That her name, he said she lives in the back in the hangar, and that she drives a silver Ford Taurus.
You heard that right. Police said one of the victims told first responders that his daughter was the culprit and described her car, which officers waste no time locating.
Keep coming.
That's 10-4.
Keep coming. Stop.
2964, 5799, 51 to him.
Sure. Turn around. Spin. Spin. Put both hands up. Face away. Backwards.
I think the detective was on his way to him, and I think the LT's on his way to him.
26.
They're still 10-4, Marion. They're working on getting the driver secure.
10-4.
William 3112 is out with
We're out with.
Put your hands out of the window.
Police identify the suspect seen here as 33-year-old Christina Adams, who was found driving with her wife, who she would later claim had no idea about what just happened.
All right, want to go over this way with me?
What's happening?
We'll explain that to you in a few. Get here real quick. You want to have a seat real quick?
It's good to have our sunglasses on.
Yep. Do that.
Hello.
Christina is secured in a patrol car when she tries to pass a message to her wife.
I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what the f*** is happening.
Before inquiring about the reason for the stop.
Is there anything you can tell me?
I couldn't hear. What was that?
Is there anything you can tell me about what's happening?
Is there anything what?
That you can tell me about what's happening?
No, the detective will be talking with you. I don't really have much information.
Okay.
That's not my investigation. You probably have a better idea than I do.
I wonder what she was apologizing for. I wonder.
I swear.
You saw me. I just got here, so.
Christina is escorted to the police station, where detectives ask her about her morning.
And then you woke up this morning about what time?
5-ish.
5, okay.
I usually have an alarm either 5 or 5:45.
Okay, and what did you do?
I got up, I fed my cats, and I watched movies, played some games on my phone. I'm in the middle of learning a new language.
This is the thing that be getting me. People who don't have a secure roof of their own over their head always have a million hobbies. Your only hobby should be making money to save up for your own house. You can't afford pets. You can't afford, give the 2 cats up. Talking about learning a language. Like, you know how pissed off I would be if this was my child.
Duolingo, I never know if you've ever heard of it. Yeah, me and my wife are trying to learn to speak Valyrian from Game of Thrones.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I did that. I fed the cats. I put in a load of laundry. And then I came back and sat at the house and put on a movie. And then, it was dropping off to school, and she said that she had to get ice and go to Publix, and so I really wanted to see her. So she says that she was gonna go to Publix or racetrack to get ice in the Publix. And then after she left and dropped the kid off, she was like, "Why don't I just come over there?" And so she came over, and I was in one of my depressions because, my respiratory rate makes it very hard to get employed. And all I really want to be is a productive member of society and have a job,
Christina mentions her record, which court documents show includes various charges, including multiple theft and drug offenses dating back to 2009. Next, the 33-year-old continues her story, mentioning nothing out of the ordinary. But investigators aren't convinced.
So you came over before Publix or
after? Before Publix.
Okay. Now, did she come inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had she already gone to racetrack and got the bag of ice at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did she bring the bag of ice in the house, put it in the free? This is silly, but did
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
How do you know she had the bag of ice already then? I mean, did you see it?
I think all I know is that she came over after she dropped the kid off.
Okay.
I don't know if she did the ice or the Publix yet.
Okay. All right.
You don't know if she did the ice in the Publix yet?
Yeah.
So, but did you go to Publix with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then she wouldn't have made 2 trips to Publix.
No,
probably.
obviously, yes.
Do you know where that ice? You said she stopped at the racetrack and got ice. Do you know where that went to? Where that would be?
It was in her car.
Okay, and where's her car now?
Publix.
Okay, so after you left Publix, what happened? You jumped in your car together?
Yeah, because
you just left a melting bag of ice in there?
Confusing.
I know, because we weren't planning to be gone long. My house is not far from Publix, and I told her that I really wanted to switch my laundry before, going over for a few hours and not have wet laundry sitting in the washer. It starts to stink.
Next, Christina makes one final, let's just say, interesting claim. before detectives stop her in her tracks.
I was doing some cleaning over at the house, and we were using bleach, and I'm clumsy when it comes to bleach, and so I always...
Okay, shoot, maybe I missed that. When were you guys doing some cleaning?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Or not yesterday.
Christina,
How many days going together? What?
I don't want you to dig yourself into a deeper hole. When I came in here and asked you to get your side of the story, is because I think there's more to this story than what I have so far.
Christina's initial story quickly falls apart when she decides it's time to come clean.
I know it's really difficult to talk about some of the stuff that we need to talk about, but I just want you to do the best you can. Don't leave anything out, and just tell us how this happened today.
I'm a sociopath, and I have a wild case of and under extreme stress and emotion, other forces control my actions.
I don't like these mental health confessions, but I'm gonna let it keep going.
And
Your emotions got the best of you today? Okay.
like I've tried to explain to my dad, I take responsibility for the mistakes that I've made, the criminal and whatever, and but for some reason somebody out there a long time ago said that 7 years was the statute of limitations of how long it has to be from the time you get released from jail or prison until, it doesn't matter anymore. So why 7 years?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous. And, he wanted me to move so that one of my brothers who has a job, who has income, can stay there. And I just take the f*** out.
So they didn't even care where you went at this point? They just wanted you gone?
They just wanted me gone.
Did you tell them you'd be homeless?
Yeah. I told them I have no money. I have no way to get a job to support myself. And I asked him to help me, and he said it's not my problem. I told him about all this stuff that I just told you about everything that I've been through, but almost being raped, almost being sold for crack, almost being jumped by 6 black people for over a dime of crack because just block the doors didn't help me at all. Just watched me get my.
Wait a minute.
What did he say to that when you told him?
Wait a minute. She thought she was gonna skate right by with that. Hold on.
Yeah. I told him I have no money. I have no way to get a job to support myself. And I asked him to help me, and he said it's not my problem. I told him about all this stuff that I just told you about everything that I've been through, but almost being raped, almost being sold for crack, almost being jumped by 6 black people for over a dime of crack.
Wait a minute. One more time.
I told him about all this stuff that I just told you about everything that I've been through, but almost being raped, almost being sold for crack, almost being jumped by 6 black people for over a dime of crack.
Now, why do black people always gotta get in these people's foolishness. What do we have to do with this? Poor black people in that town. Probably houses got raided and shit. That's crazy.
Because just block the doors didn't help me at all. Just watched me get my beat.
What did he say to that when you told him about all those things?
He said it's not my problem.
Was your mom there? Were you able to tell her those things? What did she say?
Like, I mean, she had this, look of, that she was sad for me, but it wasn't like, like that they understood or that they were going to help or anything.
When did this conversation happen?
Beginning of August, okay. I think.
The beginning of August.
So did they give you like a deadline of when they wanted you to move out, or it was kind of day by day?
Like at first, it was like when they first dropped the bomb at me. My dad, he just walked up. He didn't say, "Hey, are you busy? Can we talk?" Or, how you doing? Nothing like that. Like it's always, just, "Oh, I need you to be out of the house in 6 weeks." Just so laissez-faire.
You heard that right. Christina tells detectives she allegedly attacked her parents over them asking her to move out.
The way their house is laid out, they have plenty of rooms. They could have walled off, made another little apartment.
But then your parents don't want to have a dialogue with you at all about this situation. You said during extreme episodes of emotion, you have an episode of...
They don't owe you a place to stay. They told you had 6 weeks. Who knows if they saw you get it together in those 6 weeks, that they would actually be willing to let you stay there. What's with this crashing out because you don't get the response you want from your parents? Folks gotta really start practicing no early, because this is dangerous. So many cases of kids deleting their parents that I see just like this, where the kid just feels like a parent can't tell them no. What if they just wanted to see some motion in her? Some drive to see what she would do if she was really faced with eviction. I mean, it's crazy. 6 weeks is a long time to save up or try to do something, but she just wanted to sit on her ass and learn the language and play with her cats. Like, honey, you don't have a roof. You need to be hustling.
What was the extreme emotion that happened, I guess, either last night or this morning?
I don't know how to explain it.
Did you try to have a dialogue with them late last night, or was this morning?
This morning.
Okay. Describe to us that dialogue attempt.
That they wanted to be out, completely out by tomorrow.
Okay. That's the deadline. You're up tomorrow.
Yeah.
How did this start? Did they call you on the phone? Did they knock on your door to bring us there?
I'm sorry, what?
How did the dialogue start this morning? Did they call you on the phone? Did they knock on your door? How did it?
No, I called my mom asking about the laundry.
Okay.
And she's like, I think Dad wanted to talk to you. Yesterday or something. And I said, okay, well, I'm coming over to do laundry. And she opened the door. I was like, we hung up, and then she opened the door. And she was on the couch, watching Gunsmoke, like I said. And my dad was out on his walk, so yeah. And last night, when I got home from my grocery shopping, I noticed that the lock on my front door, which is like the back door, really, the lock was not in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that the thermostat is changed and that there's a note under my door. Something my dad saying, "Thanks for being an adult and talking to me," not, and it was just a miscommunication, you know? Like, because I'm not like attached to my phone like all these millennials.
Sure.
I use it for what I need to use it, but I'm not like glued to it.
Right.
And then he said, "You need to be out by tomorrow."
Did he let you know in a note, or that was during the conversation?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were talking to your mom, but you said your dad was still on his walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he came home, you know, I told him what happened, that I was really busy yesterday, that I didn't, mean to, ignore him. It wasn't on purpose. It's just I was trying to get stuff done, and it just went the way it did, and I was sorry. And then, and then I don't really remember what happened after that. It's like a blackish, reddish, mixture.
Christina tells investigators she became enraged after finding a note reminding her to move out before she carried out her alleged crime.
What was the last thing he said that you remember?
"You're gonna be out tomorrow, right?"
Okay. Did you say something back?
I think I just nodded. And then next was it's like, fuzzy.
Let's work through the other senses. Do you remember the feeling of anything in your hand?
No. Yeah.
Describe to me what you felt in your hand.
Something like circular or flat, hard.
It sounds like what I'm hearing. It sounds like they offered her a way out. They said 6 weeks, and you got to be gone. And then she reacted outlandish or disrespectful, whatever was interpreted by her parents. We don't know because they are hurt at this moment. But it sounds like her response prompted them to say, "No, you got to leave tomorrow." All right, and she wasn't happy with that.
Tell me where this would have come from, or tell me more about what it is. What do you see?
I know I was still in my basketball shorts and t-shirt when I went over there to do laundry.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know, it's like I was covered from the neck down.
I don't want to guess. What were you covered in?
Clothes.
Okay.
There were gloves.
Okay. Where did the gloves come from?
My house.
Did you have them before you had the conversation, or?
No, I don't think so. I was when I put the laundry in, before my dad came home from his walk, before we talked, I was in a t-shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
And then there was, I don't know if I went back and changed. I guess I did. I put on long dark pants, and a jacket, and the gloves.
Yeah, her performance is off, right? She's trying to convince these officers that she doesn't remember anything, but honey, you're pretty much detailing what you did. You're remembering gloves. You didn't just pop up with some gloves. You went and intentionally got gloves so that you can conceal, or at least you can cover your hands, protect them from whatever you knew you were going to do. There's a reason why you got gloves. And yeah, so the
Like
dog
those
gotta
items
go.
that are going to be in the washer.
Long dark pants, a jacket, and gloves. You put those on. And then what happened after you put on those clothes?
I went over, my dad was on the computer. Like, in the computer room with his computer chair. And I just came up behind him and
Describe this how you heard it.
Okay.
Tell us what you stabbed him with. A knife? Where'd you get the knife from?
That was pretty funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. They said, "Tell us how you killed them," or "Tell us how you stabbed them," and she says, "With a knife." So they knew. They were just waiting for this facade that she had on to crack or to do what it's doing now, which is to pretend that it's sorrowful, and shed fake tears.
I had one.
So she essentially admits to doing that. All right, let's look at this next one here. All right, we just seen a few about. Excuse me. We saw a few about a creepy teacher. I'm going to get back to that with another one. This one truly disturbed me because this boy was missing. All right, this boy was trying to be located by his family, and come to find out, he's with an adult that should have been trusted to do the right thing. Let's get into it.
Appears without warning. No phone, no money, no meds. His mother is terrified. Deputies searched day and night, but nothing could prepare them for where they'd find him or who he was with. Amber alerts echoed throughout the entire area. Everyone knew he was missing, but where could he be? As detectives began to unravel the case, their investigation uncovered a shocking twist. A teacher had been alone with the missing student for nearly a week.
Your son that took off?
Yeah.
And so you said that last time he was found at those apartments down the street.
Charleston K, yeah.
Is there a friend of his that lives there or something?
I have no clue. He's changed his entire friend group, to be honest. He went from honors classes and a football player to
whoever these people are.
whoever these people are. I know he's
okay.
smoking and drinking.
Okay.
I've seen it on his Snapchat.
Okay.
He's been stealing from us. And that's what arose yesterday is he stole $100 out of my wallet.
Okay.
And he meets people down at the gate to buy weed.
The look on the mother's face said it all. Pure concern mixed with confusion. She told officers her son had been buying drugs, stealing money, spiraling out of control. Yet she was still completely unaware of where he really was or who he was with.
And he basically said, I never want to see you again. I don't want to see Dad. Don't talk to me. Don't find me. Don't call me.
Okay.
This has happened a lot with him over the summer.
Wait, when did he take off?
I want to say it was between 9:40 and 9:50 last night.
Okay. And I know you gave a description of what he was wearing.
Yeah.
He's on foot too.
He's on foot. He also has a gray Nike backpack
Okay.
that he's carrying with him.
Okay. We don't have a picture of him. I mean, I can find it through, body camera interactions, but
Can I give you
yeah,
one?
give me a picture if you
Yeah,
can.
let me grab my phone.
Yeah, I'll get mine too. I'll be right back.
And I want you guys to have as much information as you can.
Right.
I don't know, there was some party at a beach in Charlotte County and there was a huge fight and some guy was out there stabbing people.
Okay. When was this?
He was out there and that's what they did to him.
Okay.
So I took him to the ER.
They
and
broke the nose?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay.
A 25-year-old.
Okay.
Where
was this at again? That it all went down?
This was in July.
Okay.
This was in July. And this is when he sent me this picture and said, Mom, somebody broke my nose.
Where was it at, though? Here in...
It was here in Charlotte County.
Okay. Was it at a park or something?
Yeah, it was at like the beach park down the street.
Okay. Huh.
And my oldest son is at college, and he sent him that picture, so he came home for a week.
Yeah.
And that's when he texted my older son, I'm at Charleston K, come get me.
Okay.
And that's when he came home. We took him to the ER.
Okay.
We did all that.
Okay. So right now you pretty much have no idea where he could be at. That's just an idea based on where he was found last time. And that's when he was found with Devontae, right? This Devontae guy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that all went down a couple weeks ago at the
3 weeks ago.
park.
Yeah.
Down the street. And is this the longest he's done this for, that he's taken off? Or...
No, but we had a really long conversation. That school's in session. He had told us over the summer when we didn't hear from him for a couple days that he was at a trap house. No clue what that is or what goes on there.
Right.
You know, we definitely don't do anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know he's with the older crowd. All his friends that he used to hang out with from football, he's just kind of pushed them to the side.
Okay. Which is the crowd he should be hanging out with right now, or at least that should be his friend group. But okay, so you say he does drugs and alcohol. Have you seen him impaired before by any of these substances?
He was high the other night when he stole money from me. He went down to the gate, and I'm sure he bought weed.
Okay.
And this isn't the first time he stole from us. I mean, he stole over $1,500 out of our safe.
Wow. Okay, that's big right there.
Yeah.
You should have. I mean, and I know as a parent, you probably try to avoid getting him in trouble.
Right.
But
I know.
other
I should have
parents,
pressed charges.
yeah, other parents are just like, he stole from us, he needs to learn this lesson. But then again, you sit there and wonder what that'll do to his long-term
and
chances in life.
Right, and you know that's my whole thing. But then, you know, it was that money, and then it was my daughter's babysitting money, and then it was another $100 for me. And literally, I came home last night for my daughter's cheer. I put my purse on my counter because I've been leaving it in my room.
The little bandit is stealing and wrecking Ralph and everything up. No, he doesn't need extra chances. Send him to military school. More of these boys need military school. They are undisciplined. They're disrespectful. They're dusty little children. And they need to know that they're not going to get away with the things that they're doing while they're young.
I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and in that instant, that's how quick he was.
Okay.
And the only reason I know is because I took my daughter to the store to get a sketchbook for school, and it was gone. So I had 126, and the 100 was missing.
Okay. Do the same. I'm gonna go and see if we can locate where he could be at. So, and you haven't driven to the Charleston K place, right? Because you don't know exactly where it is. So
I don't. I mean, I know where it is. Like, I'll be honest. I just drove through there, like around the parking lot, just to see if I recognize a car that might have been here to pick him up, or if he, you know, was walking around. But I didn't, and that was, you know, 30 minutes ago.
Okay. So
after I dropped my daughter off at cheer.
You don't know of any of his friends or a girlfriend or anything like that?
Over the next few days, detectives would gather every piece of information they could, combing through his Snapchat activity, canvassing the neighborhood, and questioning anyone who might have seen him. Their mission was clear: find out where this missing teen had gone and why.
You guys know what?
Never heard of it.
What about a Kaylee Rosen?
Kylie Raisin,
Yeah, Kylie.
Kylie. Okay, who's Kylie to you guys?
My daughter.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't know anybody named Jones?
I don't think so. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
She's not even home right now.
She isn't?
No.
Do you know where she's at?
No, I don't. I think she's at work or something. I don't know where she went.
How old is she?
She's about to be 18.
Okay. But you think she's at work?
I don't know where she is, actually. I don't know. I tried calling her earlier, but she didn't answer. But she's not home, though. Yeah, I've never
heard of him. I mean, heard of all kinds of kids' names.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's currently missing. He's been missing for about 4 days.
Yeah,
and
not here.
Okay, the information that we got was he might be with her.
Yeah, she's not here.
Okay, where does she work?
she works with me and at Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't know. I honestly, she wasn't home last night, so.
Which Dunkin' Donuts was that?
One over here on, what is it? 41 or whatever.
Is it in the gas station next to the subway?
No.
Is it down south of Midway?
Yeah, it's right across the street
That's
from
Hancock?
Public.
Yeah, Hancock next to Rib City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where Rib City used to be, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she's not home. She wasn't home last night either, so.
Okay.
She was staying by her girlfriend, Brianna, so.
Okay. If you guys hear anything about him or whatever the case may be, give us a call, okay?
All right, yeah, I'll try calling her.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
In the days that followed, the mother's phone was flooded with messages from students claiming they had seen her son posting on Snapchat, but nothing prepared her for what came next. Multiple students reported spotting the missing teen, not just anywhere, but with his teacher at her home. A major twist was beginning to unfold, and investigators were about to uncover just how deep it went.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Sergeant Curry with Criminal Investigations.
I'm Kathy Corsetti.
Corporal
Hi.
Martin with Criminal Investigations
Kathy
also.
Corsetti.
Unfortunately, we're here because of one of your teachers,
Yes.
Kelly Simpson.
Yes,
It's reference to case number 2208-007100, where she was tampering with child custody. We have reason to believe that she may have.
Tampering with child custody is crazy. Yeah, I mean, at this point, she's specifically keeping the child away from his parents. You know, it's one thing for her to be meeting up with him on off moments or times when people wouldn't know, but for her to be vehemently keeping him away, whether it be through manipulation or for, convincing him to stay with her, but not necessarily forcing him, it's still the same issue. Still very, very disturbing.
Of evidence in her classroom to support said charges and possibly other charges of sexual conduct by student.
All right.
That being known to you, you're allowing us to come on campus and go into her classroom, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right.
So what I said is we've moved her class. We have a sub in there. They're going to be in the meeting center. The door's locked. So is one of my SROs going with you, or do you want me to go to unlock the classroom, or?
As long as somebody can, somebody's got to stand by with us, that's all.
Yep. So that's good, and nobody should be back in there until you're done.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Sidebar.
Before, basically gonna read off the search warrant to you just so you know what's going on, all right? Case number is 227100. Suspect's name is that the affiant has probable cause to believe and does believe that the property connected to the above listed crimes is currently being contained, stored, or concealed within the following location. The residence located at 1390 Mager Street, Port Charlotte, Florida, zip code of 33952. The suspect's residence of, as I stated before, 1390 Mager Street, Port Charlotte, Florida, with zip code 33952. The property sought after are any and all electronic devices used to facilitate communication between parties for full forensic downloads, which may include cell phones, tablets, computers, etc. Ring security cameras for full forensic download. Any and all evidence of the crime committed to include receipts, papers, pictures, and additional license plates, etc. All right, and next now you can do whatever you want to do with this paperwork. All right.
221 should be en route to you.
Oh yeah, we just have you just step out the way. You can bring your water at you if you want.
Copy, thank you. 407 to 227.
Sidebar.
227 for now to O'Hara.
Do you have anything in your pockets or anything like that that I need to be concerned about?
I have a vape.
Okay. Is it just the paper copy of the search warrant they provided to you? And a car key? Just go ahead and leave your car key in the seat.
That she's trying to dress herself like a young girl. I think if you're a teacher, you shouldn't be dressed like this in the first place.
Vape is okay?
Yeah, just take it.
Yeah. I'll take that. Yeah, and then I'll take the paper for you, and we'll just come over here to the passenger side of the marked car. piece of gum that somebody put in my gum?
Yep.
Nice.
In the end, justice caught up with the teacher. The former Charlotte County teacher pleaded no contest to interfering with the custody of a minor and was sentenced to 5 years of probation, along with 100 hours of community service and $916 in court fees. As part of her plea deal, she is permanently barred from ever working.
Okay. I like that she can't work with kids, but is it not clear that she had an inappropriate relationship with this student? I don't get how she got probation. This really doesn't make sense to me.
Working with children again. Authorities say she knowingly harbored a missing and endangered 15-year-old boy in her Port Charlotte home while deputies searched frantically for him for days. She lied to investigators. She defied alerts. And she betrayed the trust of both the student and the community. Now, she walks free, but with her career destroyed.
Yeah, I don't like that she's free. I don't like that. All right, let's move on to the next one here. This one disturbed me. I might have mentioned this a few times, but we're going to get into it for real today. This is the woman who celebrated the release of her son from jail only for him to do the unthinkable. All right, let's get into this one here. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, engage in the chat for me, right? Let me know your thoughts and feelings and things like that. And we'll get into this story.
Bosses don't talk, we just sit back and listen. Then make boss moves. She like to argue, so I sent that bitch to law school. Preach. 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 The only thing I trust is he pissing in these slugs. If that nigga don't work, he a fucking leech. Ain't got four nigga, ain't nothing in this fucking world free. Got the motherfucking...
Jenkins remains in jail tonight with no bond, charged with murdering his mother and 15-year-old brother. Police say the mother, identified as Dana Jenkins, and the juvenile were found inside a home on Snowden Drive Monday.
Yeah, CBS 17's Baron James joins us live outside that home tonight. Baron, you've learned Jenkins was on parole after being released from prison just last week.
March 31st, 2025. Wilson, North Carolina. The quiet streets of Snowden Drive are shattered by a desperate scream that cuts through the evening air. A mother's voice, filled with terror. But by the time neighbors grab their phones to call 911, nothing but silence. When police arrive and force their way through the front door, they discover a scene that will haunt this small southern town forever. Dana Jenkins, 50, lies motionless in her own living room. Blood stains the carpet where she fell. Her teenage son Darren, just 15 years old, is found deeper inside the house. Evidence shows he ran, desperately trying to escape whatever horror had invaded their home. But here's the detail that will freeze your blood: the person responsible. Still inside. Sitting calmly in the kitchen, showing no emotion, no fear, no remorse. It's Daron Jenkins, Dana's own son. The same young man she'd celebrated on Facebook just 6 days before, posting with pure joy, "My baby is home. Lord, I thank you." 6 days. That's all it took for a mother's prayers of thanksgiving to become a community's nightmare. What could transform a homecoming celebration into a double murder? The answer lies in those final 6 days, and what really happened behind closed doors will shock you to your core. Before we continue, I need to ask you something personal. Have you ever welcomed someone back into your life while ignoring that voice in your head telling you something felt off? Maybe it was a family member, an ex, or a friend who changed. Drop a comment right now if you've ever felt that gut instinct screaming at you to be careful, because Dana's entire family.
And honestly, if you have that feeling, you should be careful, right? Especially when it comes to dealing with incarcerated family members. A lot of the time, the person that you remember isn't going to come out and be that same person, right? They've had experiences, they've picked up habits, They have trauma, all that related to incarceration. So you really shouldn't just welcome someone back in your home right away. Maybe you can help them get into a halfway house, or maybe they can stay with a strong male from your church, right? But to have them come right back into your house, put your child and yourself in danger, unfortunately, it wasn't the right move for them.
Family felt it too. They saw the warning signs. They felt the tension. But they chose love over fear, silence over confrontation. And that choice cost them everything. To understand this tragedy, you need to know Dana Jenkins wasn't just any mother. She was the heart of Wilson, a woman whose faith moved mountains and whose smile could light up the room. Every morning, Dana started her day at 5 a.m. with prayer and coffee. By 6:30, she was dressed for her full-time job, but somehow still found energy to check on elderly neighbors, drive friends to medical appointments, and cook meals for anyone going through hard times. Mrs. Henderson next door would later say, "Dana never passed my house without waving. If she didn't see me for 2 days, she'd knock on my door with a plate of food, just checking." At Mount Moriah Community Church, she wasn't just a member, she was family. Every Sunday, you'd find her in the third pew from the front, Bible worn from years of reading, voice lifted in worship. Bishop Sherman Blandon would later say, Dana lived her faith. She didn't just talk about love and forgiveness, she embodied it. She organized the church's food pantry, coordinated rides for members without transportation, and somehow always knew when someone was struggling, appearing at their door with groceries or a listening ear. But Dana's greatest joy? Her youngest son, Darren Cox. At 15, this kid was everything a mother could dream of. Honor roll student at Bedingfield High School. Media team leader at church. The teenager who made everyone laugh in the grocery store checkout line.
And this is something that I think was an important part of this story here, right? He was the brother who came out of jail 6 days prior, was the older sibling. The younger sibling took on a completely different path, right? He was an honor roll, he was involved in the mom's church, he stayed out of trouble, he stayed around his family and the church. He did nothing wrong, right? And I think that that dynamic threatened this boy, right? He felt less than, and he had a sibling. But he had a sibling who had the ability to start fresh, do the right thing, make the right choices, where he had to live with his choices and his the fate that came with that. I truly think that there was some envy going on in this relationship because his brother, chose the correct path.
Who stayed after services to help his mama stack chairs and sweep floors. Darren had inherited his mother's servant heart. While other teens spent weekends playing video games, he volunteered at youth events, helped elderly church members with yard work, and dreamed of becoming a pastor like his mentor, Bishop Blandon. They weren't just mother and son, they were partners. Dana often laughed that Darren was her constant companion, following her to grocery stores, church meetings, and neighborhood visits. In every photo, you could see their bond, the way he leaned into her shoulder, the way she looked at him with pure maternal pride, the matching smiles that lit up their faces. Teachers at Bedingfield described Darren as the kid who made bad days better. Classmates called him the peacemaker. At church, younger children flocked to him because he remembered their names, asked about their week, and made them feel important. But Dana had another son. Daron Jenkins, 25, and to understand what happened next, we need to talk about Daron's history. This wasn't a case of a good kid who made one mistake. At 19, he was stealing from cars in church parking lots, yes, church parking lots, targeting the very people his mother prayed alongside every Sunday. By 21, he'd escalated to breaking into homes and stealing firearms. His time behind bars. Violent. Multiple infractions. Fighting correctional staff. Threatening other inmates. Prison records show a pattern of rage that only intensified over 3 years.
Oh, and let me tell you guys, it is a set up. As somebody who works in correctional institutions, I don't think it's a great idea that somebody who is acting out violently in prison just be let right back out to society once the clock is up on their charges, right? I think something like that becomes apparent in prison and it should become a problem that is addressed before they get out, you know?
He was denied parole twice, not once, but twice, because officials deemed him a continued threat. When he walked out in March 2025, it wasn't because he'd been rehabilitated or shown any remorse. It was simply because his sentence was complete. The system had no choice but to release him. March 25, 2025. Dana's hands trembled with excitement as she typed those 8 words that would haunt Wilson forever: "My baby is home. Lord, I thank you." She'd spent weeks preparing. Every corner of that house scrubbed clean. His favorite meal, fried chicken, mac and cheese, and green beans, waiting on the stove. A handmade banner reading, "Welcome Home," stretched across the living room. Family members gathered, phones out, capturing what they believed would be the start of a new chapter. The photos from that day tell 2 completely different stories. Dana radiates pure maternal joy, her smile so wide it reaches her eyes. Relatives beam with hope. Children cling to their grandmother, celebrating their uncle's return. But study Duran's face in those same photos. While everyone else smiled and laughed, he stared blankly into the camera. Cold. Distant. Vacant. It's as if he was already somewhere else entirely, calculating, planning, waiting. Within 24 hours, the celebration turned to unease. Duran paced the house at 3 a.m., his footsteps echoing through the quiet hallways. He spent hours staring out windows without explanation. Family members would find him standing motionless in doorways, just watching them go about their daily routines. Dana's cousin Juanilia, who lived next door, later told reporters, "You could see it in his eyes. That look told you everything, but I had no idea he was getting ready to do what he did." The paranoia was obvious. He jumped at sudden sounds. Avoided eye contact during conversations. His hand appeared injured one morning, wrapped in a makeshift bandage, but he offered no explanation when asked. When pressed, he simply walked away. Then came the money request. Duran approached his mother asking for $200, "4 things I need." No specifics. No details. Just a vague request from a son who'd been incarcerated for 3 years. Dana handed it over without hesitation because that's what mothers do: they trust, they hope, they give. That money would seal their fate. Police later recovered the receipts showing exactly what Duran purchased with Dana's $200, industrial bleach, heavy-duty duct tape, and a hunting knife. Items bought just days before he used them on his own family. Everyone saw the red flags. The late-night pacing. The cold stares.
Yeah,
The
this
unexplained...
dude was a sicko. And it's sad because they just unleashed him back onto his family. You know, they just unleashed him back onto his family. Very disturbing. But, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end there. I am exhausted. I have to be up a little bit early. I am on vacation, so yeah. Yeah, this one is a real story. I heard about this after it had first happened, about the woman who her son deleted her and his little brother 6 days after he was released from prison. This was a very viral story not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, but I hadn't got into all the details of it. So, yeah, there was a lot more going on here behind the scenes with this case, but I have to go, guys. I am going to come back tomorrow with another show. I'm on vacation, like I mentioned, so I'm just taking the time that I do have to, do some content, mostly resting. You know, I chilled over the weekend, went on a little trip, and this week I'm just resting, resetting, beach days and stuff like that. So I'll definitely be back tomorrow with some more content. I appreciate you guys joining the show today. I will put the videos that I've covered so far in this. I don't like to share everything, just because sometimes I feel like overwhelming people with links in the bio is not helpful either. I will wait for you to cover the rest of it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the second half of this because I have another one that I want to do about on here, especially about the daughter of a police chief, I believe it is, or something like that. Investigator, lead sergeant, or something. There was a crazy interaction between those two. So I'm definitely going to cover the rest of these stories. But thank you all for joining me here today. All right, I'm going to send you guys off for some music. And then at the top of the hour, I will get out of here. All right. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
Injuries. The suspicion.
Shines so bright. She's a queen with every scene. In the morning or the night. Recipes and good vibes flow. Every video a gem. Confidence it grows and grows. We're inspired like her friends. Unstoppable Flora. She's got that power. Spreading her aura. Blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong. With every like and every share, we feel her energy. No storm too strong, she can't bear. She's setting us all free. Unstoppable Flora. She's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Recipes and good vibes flow. Every video a gem. Her confidence it grows and grows. We're inspired like her friends. Unstoppable Flora. She's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong. With every like and every share, we feel her energy. No storm too strong, she can't bear. She's setting us all free. Unstoppable Flora. She's got that power. Spreading her aura, blossoming like a flower. Through the highs and all the lows, she remains so strong. Her spirit always glows. She's where we all belong.
Battles got power, Florabella stands tall. Every drip, every drop, watch the haters fall. Channel sharp as thorns, ain't taking no mess. Scroll through her feet, feel that queen's finesse. Vines tangle tight, but Flora breaks free. Roots so deep, can't mess with her tree. From the mud she rises, roses from the dirt. Every comment section she lays down hurt. Flora's anthem, blooming under pressure. Resilient, resolve, ain't no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless. From the garden green to the concrete wall, Florabella, unstoppable nature's child. Leaves whisper secrets, she's the loudest shout. From the channel buzzing, she never backs out. Seed of strength, through season she grows. In the face of doubt, her spirit glows. Cameras ain't a limit, she branches out. Thorns in her crown, she wears it no doubt. Flora's anthem, blooming under under pressure. Resilient, resolving, no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless. Flora's anthem, blooming under pressure. Resilient, resolving, no lesser. Florabella's reign strong and relentless. Beauty in battle, queen sure defenseless.
Okay, guys. Bye. Thank you for joining me. See you later. Bye-bye.